Hey everybody, how you doing? It's your buddy Uncle Bruce here. It's Tuesday, April the 5th, 2022, and we are getting ready for another day. It looks like we have a downward bias to start the show, the market. In an hour, we're going to find out just what kind of downward momentum we're into. The Dow is off 72 points. Nothing incredible there. We're off 9 on S&P, but Nasdaq is off 40. Nasdaq had the big day yesterday. Nasdaq did the best of the markets. It led all day long, and the Dow Jones finally kind of caught up to it. It took a while, but it finally happened. And the Dow gained 103 points yesterday. Um, not an incredible run, but it was an uptick for the day. 34,921 is where the Dow ended up. The question here is Nasdaq going to have a down day of any proportion? Is it just going to be a drifting kind of a day, or is it going to get worse? And what the way we're going to know the answer to this question, not necessarily today, but shortly, is just how the Western world is going to handle the next phase of this Ukraine situation. We have ourselves an issue here that no one wants to talk about, no one wants to promote, no one wants to refer to. But unfortunately, Russia has sort of forced it on the planet to address, and now it has to either. There's an old expression that I heard when I was a young boy, and it's still relevant today. You either you sit down on the toilet and you either do something or get off the toilet. And you know what that expression is? Poop or get off the pot. Because there's a line up here and there's more people who want to use it. The bottom line is Europe right now is beginning to figure out very quickly who their friends are amongst them and who isn't. And it became very apparent in the last 3-4 days what's happening inside Ukraine territory that Russians control, the territory they control, what they're doing, and what they leave behind when they pull out and back off. The discoveries are horrific. Now, countries like Hungary just had a national election and they re-elected their strongman, which is just what? Then the Serbians just re-elected their strongman. All of these Putin bootlickers are coming up for election from time to time, and then with their apparatus in place, state media and everything else, they get reelected all the time. And Europeans elsewhere are figuring out, oh my God, if this guy Putin can rally his pals to join him in a united effort to, attack Moldova or attack Poland or go after Estonia or go after Lithuania. I mean, any territory that they feel that they want to send a message to, and the West isn't willing to defend in a much more aggressive way. The Europeans are figuring out, oh, geez, these guys aren't just interested in geographical kind of gains. That's not what they're after. They're not after acquiring farmland to make more crops. No, they have tendencies that are worse than the Second World War from the Nazi regime. We're talking genocidal intentions, and this has been bubbling under the surface for decades. We got a hint of it in the 90s when Clinton was in office, when Yugoslavia disintegrated after Tito died. Yugoslavia used to be a country controlled by one strongman who was neither a Westerner nor a Soviet Union guy. He was kind of in the middle. And Yugoslavia under Tito, he ran a brutal regime, but kept everyone quiet and kept everything in order. Unfortunately, even Tito got old and eventually died, and the simmering problems between Bosnia and Herzegovina, Serbia, Kosovo, all those little regions all exploded, and absolute horrific human rights abuses took place, war crimes, unbelievable. The trials are still going on in The Hague as to what was done to people, and this unfortunately is still out there. It isn't. It hasn't gone away. It's in the hierarchy of countries at the highest level. This hatred, this absolute disregard for human existence, of people's right to exist, human against human. It is scary as it could possibly be. It really is amazing what mankind is willing to do to mankind. It is unbelievable. Europe right now is at a crossroads. They've got to decide, and when I mean Europe, I mean the West. I'm going to call it the West. That's us, the USA, Canada, the UK, all of Europe, westernized Europe, democracy Europe. We are at a crossroads now with what we're going to do about this situation, because what we're noticing in the last 48 hours, and it happened again yesterday, our friends in China are backing Putin all the way. This guy Putin can do no wrong as far as the Chinese leadership is concerned. He is exerting his rights as far as they're concerned, that he's taking care of business. And this is the Chinese way as well. You think there are war crimes waiting to happen? If they step foot in Taiwan, you have seen nothing yet. Asia should be alarmed, as the rest of the world should be alarmed. And with what's happening in Russia with Ukraine, this is the tip of the iceberg. So now Europe has to decide, and the West, how far are we prepared to go to crush this guy? Now, we've decided that economically is the way to go. We figure, well, we'll just make sanctions the way, and we'll make it very difficult for the Russians to be in business with the rest of us, and that will maybe create an underground wave of hatred for this guy that'll be eliminated. The problem is that when your regime has got total control of every authority division in a country, it's next to impossible to get this guy. He's had 20 years to dig in, and every level of government and every level of subversive levels of intelligence all report to this guy and are loyal to this guy. So it's your local cop on their street corner, the secret police that you've never seen, that you're never going to know unless they pick you up and then you don't want to know. The intelligence divisions, the military, the media, the courts, the jailers. It goes on and on and on. And going down the line, it's like a pyramid scheme. And the further down you get, you've got all of this power at the top, and at the very bottom layer is the public. And these folks are terrified. They're absolutely terrified. You don't dare go to Red Square with a protest sign. Don't even think of wearing a controversial T-shirt. You disappear. You're taken away for questioning, and there are no cameras to record how you were treated. There's no right to a lawyer. Nothing. You're out of communication until they decide you're allowed to go home. The population is terrified in Russia for the most part. Most of them kind of go, well, it's not me. I'm just trying to live my life. I'm not going to get involved. Those who get involved have problems, and same in China. Same thing in China, having problems. The West has to decide just what kind of a price has to be paid by Russia. And the West can get at oligarchs. Yeah, sure. The West can seize yachts, and they can seize private jets, and they can seize villas, and they can try to seize bank accounts and all. Yeah, sure. Yeah. There's maybe a couple of hundred of these guys. I don't know, maybe 400, 500, maybe 1,000. I don't know, not a lot. You can make life difficult for the upper middle class in Russia. You can revoke passports for any Russian to travel anywhere. You can always do that. You could, in effect, cut Russians off from 70, 80 countries. But the well-to-do have multiple passports, and they'll go to a country that is sort of, pro-West, pro-East, and head there and then get another passport and move on from there. You cannot snuff it out. The problem with this guy is, like I said, he is so embedded that the only way to get at him is that all of his underlings really are suffering badly. And then they look around themselves and go, well, if we took our number 5 guy and made him the number 1 guy and got rid of the top 4 guys, maybe we can cut a deal with the West and ease things off a little bit. But to get at the number 5 guy, the number 10 guy, the number 20 guy, next to impossible, because that's how deep this guy has his pyramid set up. Again, I'm just trying to give you an impression and a picture from the outside in a plain English kind of way. Okay, it's a mob, right? How do you get the Godfather out of the picture? The West has to decide what kind of pain they're prepared to give themselves to get rid of this guy. The countries of the world were not prepared to pay the price in 1930 whatever, when Hitler took over Germany. The countries of the world were not prepared to pay any price when Germany invaded Austria and just annexed it. Sound familiar? Didn't want to pay the price when Germany took out Czechoslovakia and basically ran it over in a couple of weeks. When they moved into Poland, the West finally moved in. So you move into Poland, that's one step too far. And the Russians and the Germans together took over Poland in 2 weeks. And by the time American soldiers, Canadian soldiers, British soldiers, French soldiers, the Dutch, the Danes, and everyone else, it was too late. He had already taken over almost all of Europe. And so began the long grind of the Second World War in Europe that took the West 5 years to finish this guy off at a cost of 40 million lives, millions of people mentally ruined for the rest of their lives, families destroyed, cities in ruins. And go to Europe today, you can hardly find any evidence of the carnage. But the deep-seated hatred and the thought of genocidal thought hasn't gone away. It's still there because it was passed on generationally. And you have these demented, delusional people thinking, oh, the only way to make the world a perfect place is that it's just a world of people like me. And that's the best world there could possibly be. And some of these folks have their hands on buttons that can launch nuclear missiles. Welcome to today's world, 2022. The West has to decide how far to go to show Russia and its pals the cost of any kind of those thoughts to go forward. But if your thoughts are at all, I'll pay any price to make my agenda happen, then how are you going to get the message across to these guys? There's the issue there. So you better step up sooner rather than later. And the West is supplying Ukrainians with all of these drones and defense systems and bullets. And yeah, sure. And we're having a fine time here in the West. Those of us here in our homes, where we get to watch our YouTube channel or whatever we're watching, and we get to watch videos that are posted every day from Ukraine, drone footage of a Russian tank being blown up on a street. And we go, oh, look at that. Another Russian anti-missile system or missile system's been knocked out. Isn't that wonderful? Well, we get to see it from 3,000 feet up, 2,000 feet up, 5,000 feet up. We get to see these zoom-ish images of these items, these convoys being attacked. What we don't see is what we're beginning to get to see now. Now that the Russians are leaving certain towns and suburbs of Kyiv and other areas, we're finding out what they did after those drone attacks took out some of their buddies in their tanks and personnel carriers. We find out what the retribution was by the Russians to the public. that were left behind in these villages that didn't leave. They didn't get on the train to Poland. They sent their kids and grandkids, but they didn't leave. Now we know what happened to those left behind who were supposedly not to be touched, because the deal is in war crimes, you don't knock off civilians. You don't bomb hospitals, you don't bomb schools, you don't bomb churches. These are rules of war. Well, there are no rules. There are no rules. And the retribution was horrific. And now we're seeing it. And of course, the West is calling war crimes. These are war crimes. Well, when you got a guy who doesn't play by the rules, tell him he's a rule breaker, he's going, what rules? There are no stinking rules. And so now we're seeing this. And it's a question of just what is the West willing to do about it? And that's what he's sitting in Moscow going, they talk the talk. They don't walk the walk. There's no single soldier in Ukraine other than Ukrainians, theoretically, other than volunteer mercenaries, that we have to worry about. And yeah, okay, we didn't get Kyiv the first time, but boy, we made a mess of it, didn't we? And now we're going to take out the rest of this, the eastern side of the country. We're really going to take it to these guys. And what worries all of us, especially in the West, is the atrocities being committed as we are speaking here, going on right now, 24/7, in areas that they've occupied. And we're going to hear about these war crimes for years and years and years. You thought Kosovo was bad, and Herzegovina and Serbia and all that. Now get ready for the Ukrainian version. It is going to be pretty ugly. And I don't know how far the West is willing to go. If the West is willing to go as far as it should go, it is going to create a recession in many, many countries, including Western countries and Eastern countries. No question about it. I mean, Russia is going into a recession without a doubt. They're going into a massive economic problem without any question whatsoever. Any supporters of Russia are going to find it very difficult economically as well. It's going to be really a mess. The question now is, are the Germans prepared to pay any kind of a price economically to not use Russian natural gas or Russian oil? Or now they're talking coal. What about France, Italy? What about Spain? What about the UK? What about all the other countries there in Europe? If Europeans go into a deep recession, the economy of Europe goes into a deep recession, the US will follow, because we do a lot of trading with the Europeans and vice versa. Will we now team up and eliminate a bunch of trade barriers between our countries to keep ourselves from going very deep into a depression so that we keep our economies going, and exact economic war against anyone against the Western's view of war crimes? That is the ultimate question. So far, no politician has the guts to stand up and say, that's what we're going to do. Nobody. Because any politician who does stand up to say, this is what we have to do, gets voted out of office, because we are lazy people. We are lazy people. And until there are tanks, Russian tanks, in our hometown, shooting at our churches and schools and hospitals, we're not going to give a crap. And that is the way of the world today, because we in the West, generally speaking, are older, we're tired, we're out of shape, we're fat, we're diabetic, we're ill, and we're ill-equipped to pay the price that has to be paid. It has to be paid by our children and our children's children, because I'm talking as a 66-year-old. Give me a rifle and put me on the front line of a war. How long am I going to last? 15 minutes? Useless. You'll spend more energy getting me there and taking me out in a body bag than I'm worth. You need the kids to stand up for this. What children do you know, first of all, talk about this in school and can't wait to go and fight for Western values? And which parents do you know want to send their kids to this kind of an atrocity? Good luck with that. We would rather fight a war where we can watch it on our screens and from a drone angle, because then we don't see the blood and guts of it. We just see tanks getting blown up, and we think that's kind of cool, but we don't see the carnage. There's the difference. And at the end of the Second World War, American troops, Canadian troops, French troops, British troops, all the troops of the Allies, Australians, New Zealanders, and the Indians, and on, everyone who joined the Allied forces saw horrific evidence of what happened at the end of the war. The problem was, and the problem is, that we wanted to forget it as soon as humanly possible. We just wanted to forget it. We didn't want to keep dwelling on it, which is the absolute thing that the perpetrators want you to do. They want you to kind of look the other way and forget about it and move on, because then they can just keep bringing it back every once in a while and do it again. Because we don't make it mandatory for every child in our societies as a whole, all of our countries combined, we do not make it mandatory to study what has happened in human history through genocide after genocide after genocide, because it's an unpleasant topic. This continues. And you have those out there who might is right. That is their motto. Might is right. If I have more bullets than you have, I rule. And if I rule, it's okay for me. I don't care if it's not okay for you. And as long as that's the mentality of certain nations and individuals who run them, we continue to repeat. The reruns continue on, and they never end. And so here we are, 2022, dealing with 1945 atrocities that many thought would never happen again. But it did happen in the 90s. It has happened in Myanmar with the populations there. It has happened in Africa with slaughters and genocidal tendencies there. It's continuing all over the place. This is not an isolated one country, one incident thing. But thankfully, and in reality, Canadians and Americans and Brits and French and Spanish and Portuguese and Norwegian and Swedes and many, 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 many other countries around the world live a lovely lifestyle where law and order seems to be okay, and you don't get slaughtered for what you think or say or believe. And then there are other countries where it's kind of wishy-washy, and then there are those where it's downright nasty, and then there's the ones where it's machete time. And so there you go. It's a question of how much will you tolerate and how far can you go, and there you have it. The markets today will not react negatively to the news out of Ukraine. Not necessarily. What I'm wondering is going to happen going forward in the next 3 to 6 months. We'll find out interest rate situations. That's obviously first and foremost. We're going to have another interest rate hike later this month, I think it is. That's number one. Inflation, yeah. Unemployment, there is no unemployment. Anybody who wants a job, got a job. A lot of people want to go to work. They can't go to work because they're looking after family members that have become ill from the virus or other issues where they cannot get their family members looked after in home care or senior care or whatever the issues because of the virus. And so a lot of people are forced to look after relatives and friends and family members, and they can't go to do what they really want to do. And whether it's the day job at Starbucks or the job over at Walmart or Target or whether it's a career job they've had to take a leave of absence from. Bottom line, anybody who wants a job, who can work, can get work right now. So there's no recession coming from that angle. The question now is, will Russian goods be non-welcome by a certain percentage of the world's population? China will take anything Russia wants to sell them because China needs coal, China needs oil, China needs natural gas to feed our insatiable appetite for cheap Chinese goods. And as long as we keep wanting to buy made in China, cheap Chinese goods, this game continues. You want to knock off the Russians? You want to knock back the Chinese a couple of notches? Do not buy a single item from China. But good luck with that. Have you ever taken a look at, say, go to Walmart? Go to Walmart in the food department. Just go there sometime. Go to the section where they have, they have canned fruits like canned peaches and pears and fruit salad, in cans. Why don't you take a good look at the labels and find out, of all the goods that Walmart has, of all the brands that they carry for different fruit, where's it from? You'll be shocked how much you find from China. There are children of ours eating peaches grown in China, grown and packaged under the house brand name for Walmart. Why? Because it's the cheapest product they can get their hands on. It's cheaper than USA made peaches, grown peaches, cheaper than Canadian grown peaches, cheaper than peaches grown in South America or in Europe. We are addicted to the dollar cost of goods, and we are prepared to eat foods that we think are North American, but they're not. They're in no way North American. They're completely manufactured, packaged, imported from overseas, and we are addicted to this stuff. Go into the Walmart kitchen department. Go and try and buy a spatula. Buy forks, knives, and spoons. Buy plates, cups, saucers, pots, pans, anything for your kitchen. Anything for your kitchen, anything for your living room, anything for your rec room, anything for whatever. Find out where it's made. You'll be quickly educated that we are addicted to Chinese goods. And if it's not China, it will be offshoots from China. We don't buy Russian-made goods because Russian-made goods are just not imported into North America en masse like Chinese goods are. Just not. And don't forget, there are a number of brands out there that have goods made in China, but they're not made by China. They're not known to us as Chinese brands. They're household brands. The number one company in the world makes everything, not everything, but almost everything in China. I mean, this is all China made right here. Good old American Apple is one of the biggest employers in all of China. I'm almost guilty that this is a Chinese-made product. It's really unfortunate because the hope was for mankind was if the Chinese are addicted to producing these kinds of goods for the planet, that they would then become part of the planet in a reasonable way when it comes to human rights and when it comes to clear violation of human existence. But no. Despite that we buy trillions of dollars of this stuff, of this and televisions and remote control systems and you name it. I mean, what isn't made in China? We, the planet in the Western world, supply China with trillions of dollars of capital for goods. They, in turn, believe that Putin is right in doing what he's doing and will not be dissuaded otherwise. And therein lies a problem, because if the Chinese think that what Putin is doing is just and justified and everything's okay with us, and we don't think there's any war crimes happening there whatsoever, what do you think they're going to do when they decide to flex their muscles? Because their military is growing at an unbelievable exponential rate. It's only a matter of time. And we can slough it off and put our blinders on and not pay attention to it. But sooner or later, the fireworks show is coming right at us. And we are exactly where Europe was and North America was in the late 30s, just before the Second World War. We're in exactly the same spot. We're just trying to get by, and we just don't want to be part of an exterior conflict. It's not our business. We just have to kind of take care of our own knitting, and we have enough problems at home. Don't we have enough problems at home? Shouldn't we solve our home problems first? By the way, we never solve our home problems, ever. we just don't. We always have problems at home, and that is the way it is. That's life. So there you go. There's my little rant today. The markets, I'm expecting in the next few weeks and months, money managers who have the task of looking after trillions of dollars of retirees' money, trillions of dollars of investors' money, many of which are just average people like anyone else who's here. Many of you who have savings through your employer. Some of you have $1,000, some of you have 10,000, some of you have hundreds of thousands. You've put money away and aside into whatever kind of funds. These people who are managing these trillions and trillions of dollars, and in Canada, We have people in charge of the Canada Pension Plan. They are in charge of the Ontario Teachers Pension Plan. In the United States, we have the California Teachers Pension Plan. We have the firefighters' pensions, the police pensions, the pensions of pensions of pensions of pensions, and all the military pension, all the money being administered by very talented, very skilled, very well educated, well compensated people whose job it is to ensure that retirement benefits not only will be paid to existing retirees, but to all the employees behind these retirees into infinitum. These people, and there are thousands of them, hundreds of thousands, and their assistants are analyzing the markets on a nanosecond basis at all times, internationally, not just in the USA, but internationally. And they are asking themselves, where do we put the money that we are representing here? What is the safest place to go to, and what is the highest return place to go to? Now, sometimes the highest return place is not the safest place. So we have to have a combination here. We have to have certain safety, but certain returns. Where are we headed, and when, and into what degree? And I am asking myself, where are these guys headed next? Because we've already had the first wave come and go. Back in the fall, we hit the all-time highs for the markets, and then we topped out in November-ish. And then in December, we thought the markets were slumping because of tax loss selling. Then in January, we thought the markets were dropping because of inflation concerns and supply chain issues. January, February, March, we thought the markets would realign and figure out what they're doing because of higher interest rates due to higher inflation, which came from supply chain issues. Now we have this war thing going on that is not just a Ukraine-only problem. We thought it would be a Ukraine-Russia problem, but it isn't a Ukraine-Russia problem. It is a much bigger problem than that. And we also are very well aware of the food spin-off problems that are coming, because this year there will not be a crop out of Ukraine that you can really count on. There's going to be disruptions, factory disruptions, because a lot of factories in Ukraine supply goods and services around the world. We've got human rights issues. We've got commodity problems. We have the price of nickel, cobalt, iron ore, natural gas, oil, all kinds of problems. These are inflationary supply chain issues. These are all on top of everything else. And so these folks at the top of the pyramid here, these top-notch money managers who are paid a lot of money but are under unbearable pressure to deliver a return, and a 0.1% miss on expected returns adds up to billions of dollars of revenues not coming into the pension fund or to the hedge fund or to the mutual fund or to whatever those funds are. Those cause problems, because that means billions of dollars cannot be reinvested into other entities to fuel the economy. It's when the pension funds do really well that economies do really well, because these multi-trillion-dollar entities spill hundreds of billions of dollars into new creation of new jobs and new innovations. And so we cannot have that stifle, and it could be stifled. And there is the problem, because once one area doesn't deliver, it means other areas can't deliver, and that just spreads out everywhere. And we then find out, oh yeah, our kids coming out of college can't find work. They can't find work in the field they wanted to find work in because there's no funding in the area that they studied for. They studied for the future of biomedicines or whatever, and there isn't enough money for that area. Everyone's pulling back their investments and going back to the basics only. This is how economy is going to a deep recession and or depression. It's not good news. And the more that happens, the more economic uncertainty spreads across a wider geographical area, and more countries You end up in a situation where the third world pays the biggest price first, the second world pays a wave of pain second, and then it comes to the first world. And that's where we in the West go, oh, yeah, our unemployment rate is 8.5%. Inflation is 14%. Interest rates are 12%. This isn't good. That holiday we were thinking of taking to Cancun this year is off the table, or that cruise we were thinking of taking, or the trip to Hawaii is off because we have to save money. We have to cut back. We have to cut back. This infects everything and makes it much, much worse. And so, just saying, we're watching a lot of stuff right now, as we always must be, and we have to stay on it. Now, the good news, I mentioned this in the gold member update show that I did before this one. For the gold members who were with me this morning, now over an hour ago, there's actually good news for most of us out here. If you're watching me here, you're theoretically interested in what an old man has to say about the world because he's been around a while and you want to get his perspective, blah, blah, blah. There are a number of you here who find him entertaining and what have you. That's great. And then there are a number of you here who have figured out, you know what, if I listen to this guy and I do option writing, I can make a lot of money. And this guy keeps coming up with ideas for how to make money in a market that may or may not be performing for everyone at the same time. If a stock market goes up 500 points a day, every day, just the markets just keep going up and up and up and up and up, almost everybody makes money. It's kind of simple. You buy, hold, watch it go up. It's great. But markets don't work that way. And those of you who've been around a while, and those of you who really want to get into this and become self-aware, self-employed, perhaps self-funded, not want to work for anyone else but yourselves, you figured out that you have to learn how to make money in good markets and bad markets. And sometimes you have to learn how to make money when the markets don't want to do anything. And writing options has become the alternative and a solution for a number of you who have figured out this guy's right. If I write options, out of the money options on stock that have 2, 3, 4 weeks left to live, these suckers depreciate in value because of the time value just slips away. And even if the stock doesn't move at all, I can make money on stock that doesn't move. I can make money on stock that still goes up, but barely goes up, because I'm writing options ahead of the stock's price, and the option never reaches the stock's price. I make money on stock when stocks go down because I own a core group of shares in certain companies that I don't ever want to sell. I've had them for years and I'm not going to give them up. And so if I can now write options against these shares that I've had for years and make them give me money for just holding them, I'm like a landlord charging my stocks rent. I'm the landlord. I'm the casino. I'm the casino owner. I like this deal. And I have good news for those of you out there who are option writers, which is a majority of my viewers probably by now, because we've gone through a lot of changes in the last year. This market is perfect for you. The market coming up, the market we're in, the market we're going to be in for a while, this is absolutely built for option writers. You couldn't ask for a better scenario. We have all kinds of uncertainty on supply chains, all kinds of uncertainty on inflation, all kinds of uncertainty on interest rates. We have all kinds of uncertainty for geopolitical problems, regional wars, and other. We have the fear and the worry of some kind of a recessionary thing coming along. Maybe Europe as a whole might spread to us. All of this feeds in to writing call options. You're writing insurance against your stock. You're offering insurance policies to people on your stock and on their stock. They can gamble on the future of the market by coming to you at the casino, and they were willing to pay a premium, an admission fee, to come into your casino floor to pull the handle on slot machines. And they know that they're the gamblers. They know it. They admit it. They out and out admit it to you that I'm the gambler, you're the casino, and I'm prepared to take a chance that I might lose everything, or I might make a few bucks or break even. But I know that in the end, you as a casino usually make money because you're always here, where I only come and go on weekends, or I come in here twice a year, or I come in here for a few weeks at a time and I'm gone. And many of you have figured out, hanging out with this guy, that option writing can work for you, depending on how you want to approach it, very conservatively, very aggressively, many ways for you to do it. And you're taking my classes on my website, stockmarkersthebruce.ca. You're going there and you're finding my classes. There's my website, and you're taking them one at a time, and you're figuring out, oh my God, he's put 12 of them out there. They're anywhere from an hour and 40 minutes to 2 hours, 20 minutes long. And I am learning stuff I never thought I'd ever learn about this market. I had no idea that this entire option writing thing even existed. I had no idea there was such a thing as this. I've heard of options, but I never knew they had to be created. I didn't know they had to be written to be out there. I didn't know that. I didn't know shareholders were the ones who wrote these or created these contracts. I thought this was just done by mutual funds and hedge funds. I thought this was a computerized trading thing that just happened. All of a sudden, you folks out there, a number of you are realizing, oh my God, I'm the solution. I'm the provider to the gamblers of options that they can gamble with. And these guys are crazy. Like, they're risk takers like you cannot believe. And my risks are so low, and so I can really reduce them to almost nothing. I like this game. I really like this game because I'm 44 years old. I'm 38 years old. I'm 32 years old. And I want to build wealth on my own wealth. I want to do it on my own. And I don't want to have to give the money to some bank or some insurance company or some hedge fund company or some mutual fund company where they are telling me, you're doing really well making 3.5% a year on your money. Because I'm not doing really well making 3.5% on my money, because I don't have $5 billion to make 3.5% on to live on my super yacht. I don't have that $5 billion in hand. I have $1,500. I got $2,800. I got $10,000. I got $48,000. I don't have even $1 million. I have $200,000 after 25 years of saving and clawing and scratching. I need to live off of a lot less money than others can live off of. And I'm running out of time because all of us are figuring out, hey, when I hit 40, I will never be 20 again. I'll never be 25. When I hit 45, I will never be 35 again. I won't be 40 again when I hit 50. There's only one way time is going. It's going the wrong direction. And we're getting older. And every day we lose another day. And you better make the most of it. And if you don't go on that fancy, or let's say fancy, might not the right word. If you don't go on your dream holiday this year, and you say, well, maybe we'll go next year, that is called never going. Because how many times have you heard in your lifetime where your parents, when you were kids, go, oh, we'll come back to Disneyland sometime, or we'll go to Disneyland someday, and it never happened because something always came up. Something else always came up. And what is that something else? Time. Time keeps ticking along and destroying plans left, right, and center. How many of you have seen dreams evaporate in front of your eyes because somebody died? Daddy got laid off. Uncle Jones had to move in with his family into our house because of a tough time. Somebody got into a car accident. I mean, there's always something, somewhere, somehow, that can screw it all up. Just because you're writing options doesn't mean that everything is fixed now. It's just another way to help you bring capital into your life that might help you organize your life going forward the way you would prefer it to be. I can't help you if you're writing options and your mom and dad are getting on in years. I can't stop the clock and save them to make them 20 years old again. No one can. Nothing can. They will get older. I will get older. You will get older. We're all going to get older. So we have to make the best of what we've got while we have it. Otherwise, we're just giving up and just saying, well, I'm just going to, eventually fade away and die. That is not the way you have to be doing this. You have the opportunity to take control of your life and make something of it the way you want it. At least try to. I read an article this morning, read a headline. I see these all the time. It drives me nuts. These headlines that say, these are the hard luck stories. And I'm not mad at anybody, and I'm not criticizing anybody. I am just saying there are people out there who got themselves caught in really tight situations, and I feel for them. And for some of them, there might be a way out to make it better. Where the story goes something like, I graduated from college so long, X amount of years ago. I had student debt, but with all the interest piling up and blah, 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 my payments are now so ridiculous that I can't do this, or this. And I'm now 45 years of age, or I'm 49, or I'm 53. And I'm sitting here going, these guys have got to find a way to make more money. I'm not interested in the idea of, I've got to cut back my expenses. Because most people who have already found themselves deep in debt and running all kinds of problems, they've already cut back all their expenses. They're still not getting through the quagmire of being in debt. The only way out for some, out of these crazy situations, bankruptcy is not one, is making more money. That's all it is. Unfortunately, there are those out there who can't make more money in their day jobs because they don't have skills that others will pay more money for, or they're incapable of getting a better paying job because they're stuck geographically where they are in the familial situation they're in. I get all that. So the only other way is to find other ways to make more money. And it might mean you quit the bowling league, and you quit doing certain curricular activities and you focus yourself elsewhere. Yeah. Maybe you get a part-time job, a second job. Yeah, sure. That's the American way. Get a second job, get a third job. Yeah. But then there's another way. And that could be, maybe I should make money work for me. Now, I don't have a lot of money. I have some cash flow, and I have some 401k stuff. I have some IRA things. Maybe it's a bit of rejuggling, reorganizing of your assets, and now making your assets work harder for you. And one of those ways, writing options. And you need a market where it doesn't go straight up. Good news, we're in that market. We're not in a market that's going straight up. We're in the market that is going to tread and wave for a while. Welcome to this new market. And now you have to take advantage of this market. And you can. And it doesn't require 6 years of study at Harvard or Princeton or Berkeley or any Ivy League school. You don't need to borrow $250,000 in student debt to learn how to become an option writer. If you want to follow my suggestion, then check out my classes one at a time, $100 a class. Take your time, watch number one, watch class number two. You can do one a month, great. You're talking 1 year, talking one class a month for a year to take my classes. You don't have to wait until the 12th class to start writing options. You're probably going to start writing options after 2 or 3 classes. You're already figuring out, I'm going to put my toe in the water. I have so many shares of different companies, and I happen to have 100 shares of stock, blah, blah, blah. I'm going to write one call option on that stock. I'm going to try what Bruce is talking about by writing one call option on one of my shares that I have to just put my toe in the water. And I'm prepared to give it a year to see how it works out for me. I'm going to keep score and just see how this works. I'm going to learn how to write poor man covered calls against Apple, against Microsoft, on Goldman Sachs, on Cisco, on really solid companies. I'm going to write options on poor man covered calls on these. I'm going to put my toe in the water here and here and here and here. And some of you have figured out within weeks, months, that screw this slow term game plan. I like what I see here. I'm already seeing these results. It has become evident to me where this guy is coming from, I'm going in. And you are doing option writing on a variety of stocks in a variety of ways. And you're are you winning on every single trade? No. Is every single trade is perfectly working out for you? No. But you're figuring out, you know what? I win more than I lose. And boy, I'm beginning to see the signs here. I'm beginning to see how I win versus how I don't win. I'm not going to write contracts like that. I'm going to write contracts like this because this works for me. This is my wheelhouse. I like writing longer term options. I like writing shorter term options. I like writing options at the money. I like writing options out of the money. Everyone has their tastes and their style and the amount of time they can put into their option writing program. It's you can tailor make it for yourself. This is the beauty of being an option writer. You do not have to be the same all the time like everybody else. No, you can do it in a way that works for you based on how much time you can put into the project, how much time you have to watch your contracts, how much you want to babysit your markets. Some of you out here, you are watching me saying, Bruce, get me out of my job, man. I've had enough of this crap. I studied my butt off. I got my degrees. I owe a fortune in debt. And I want out, man. I want to be my own person. And I don't want to have to work for the man anymore because all I'm doing is treading water. Every payment I make basically just keeps me owing just as much as I still owe. And I don't want to be that person anymore. And I don't want to work for the next 7 or 8 years, hoping I can get a 5 to 10% raise every year for the next 7 or 8 years to finally get ahead of the debt that I've accumulated. I don't need this crap because inflation is killing me. Higher interest rates is killing me. It's knocking off the plan. The plan is getting ruined. I don't want this. I want out now. Show me the way. Help me. And if I can help you bring in $1,000 a month more in income than you're bringing in now, $2,000 a month more, $4,000 a month more, depending on how much you're dealing with here, it might just make the kind of difference where you may say to yourself, yeah, you know what? In 2 years from now, I'm going to be able to knock off that, and that debt, which means that all the money I've been paying there, and there now can go into this one fat IOU that I've got and get rid of it. Others of you are going, oh, no, it's really changed my world. This guy has allowed me to walk away from my employer. That was the number one thing I wanted. I know I'm treading water with all my debts and all that, but the first thing I wanted was my life back because I am stressed out, man. I am stressed out with this job and these employees and these coworkers and the stress of the business we're in, the uncertainty of the firm I'm working for. I don't know if the employer I'm working for will be here in 5 years. These guys are making decisions up at the top that I don't agree with. And I don't want to have my entire personal fortune, my entire personal existence, my car payment, my mortgage payment, my credit card debt, anything else tied to these guys. I want out, and I want to be my own self-employed person because I trust myself. I don't trust these people. And there are no jobs in my area that I can move into that'll pay as much as this one pays. I am really stuck here. I'm really a hostage to a bad situation. I got to get out. If Uncle Bruce's classes can help me learn how to write options, which can get me out of my day job, that right there is the win I'm looking for. That's all I need, right? That right there has changed everything because now I don't have to live here anymore because I'm now self-employed. And if I can trade on this made in China device and I can trade off my laptop and on my iPad, I don't need to be in this town, in this region, unless family commitments keep me here. That's all there is now, not the career anymore. This changes everything for a bunch of you guys. And if I can help you get to that level and beyond, I'm doing my job. And again, thank you all of you who send me messages all the time. I get these emails all the time from so many of you who tell me in confidence what has happened, where we're at, where it's changed for you in the last 3 months, the last 6 months, the last 9 months. And it keeps me on the air. It just keeps me coming back to keep talking to you guys, to try to help you get to the next level. And it is a never-ending curve of knowledge. Believe me, this is not a 2-week, oh, you'll learn everything you'll ever need to know in 2 weeks, you'll be fine. Doesn't work that way. This is an ongoing thing. And there are days where I will talk to you about stuff you don't want to hear, like this morning's rant. But you have to hear it. You have to know what the hell is going on out there. You got to know the good, the bad, and the ugly. And if you don't know it, you are going into a sword fight with one arm tied behind your back, or with a sword that's 2 feet long, shorter than the next guy. You're going to get slaughtered. And you have got to be on top of what is happening out here, as ugly as it is. And the more you know, the smarter you are, the higher in the class you are, and the better the odds of you making money and avoiding mistakes. We can't afford mistakes. All right. Welcome to the class. Welcome to the show. Welcome to the channel. Thank you for those of you who are subscribing to this channel. Mr. Dr. Daddy Do number 2 has I think renewed a subscription. Welcome to Chilling with Bruce. Thank you for renewing your membership. I appreciate it. Great to have you here. Those of you who are becoming members of this channel, renewing your membership, always welcome here, of course. Love the fact that you're here. Those who are members can comment right there. You can comment. You can use the emojis. If you become a gold member, one of these guys, you're at the top of the class. You're joining me every morning before I start this show for training alerts, and Wednesday nights. Tomorrow night, 8 o'clock Eastern time, hanging out with me. Gold members and Uncle Bruce hang out 8 o'clock Wednesday nights. The markets are shut down. We can just talk, and I can help you figure out where you're at with your trades and what you're thinking of doing, and where you're at with your options, and what you're thinking of doing, and what you may want to consider and not consider doing to avoid mistakes. Welcome to the channel. We're going live with trading in 2 minutes. We're getting ready to fire the markets up. Thank you for popping in here. Those of you who are giving me thumbs ups, thank you, letting me know what number you are. Thank you very much. Cindy B, you're awesome. Every day you give me a thumbs up and you tell me what your number is, just like Nick here in Blythe. Nick, who owns the Roadway Inn in Blythe, California. Give her over there. Stop in and say hi to Nick. He loves talking about the markets. Nick runs a great place there with his wife. And you're certainly more than welcome to pop in there and say hi to those guys. They'll take good care of you. In Blythe, California. Nick, welcome, and thank you for being number 164. You're always welcome here. You know it. You are one of my faves. Thank you all so much for popping in to see us. I appreciate it. Jennifer and I, we love you. We're excited. We're hopeful. And we're focused. And that is the name of the game. We're getting ready to start trading here to see what this market wants to give us today. We are ready to do some business. We gained 103 points yesterday on the Dow. The Dow right now is down 83 going into the opening. If I got my bearings correct, yep. We're showing a 10-point loss on S&P, 43 on NASDAQ. A little negative tendency this morning. Has been this way all day long. We'll see what's going on. Oil's up 79 cents a barrel to 104.07. We're in this middle zone right now. We'll see what happens there. And we'll kind of go from there. Thank you, everybody. Looks like the bells are being rung here. Not Larry. I missed the close yesterday, Titus. Thank you, my friend, for rocking and hitting those bells for us this morning. We're up and running. We're open for trading. And here we go for another day of fun. Those of you out there who are wondering what options should you be writing right now, GameStop is down right now at 166.63 on the early indications. If GameStop reaches the 170.75 level, I think writing 180s for Friday, 180s for next week Friday, or 185. So the Friday after that, there could be some serious premiums being offered to you. You may want to grab those. A number of you have already written 170s, 180s, 190s, and 200s in the last few days. You're all going to benefit dramatically, I think. GameStop, unfortunately, is backing off in volume dramatically. The first series of trades right now, 85,000 shares. A week ago, we were already at 500,000. We were on our way to 15, 20 million shares a day of trading. We did 5 million trades yesterday, 5 million shares, I think, yesterday of that. We're going to be less than that today if this is any indication. And we cannot hold these prices. You cannot hold a $166 to $175 price range on a stock if you don't trade 5 to 10 million a day or more. It's just not going to happen on GameStop. Just saying. Thank you all for being here and joining in with us. Appreciate this. We're down 64 on the Dow. We've got an 8-point loss, 8.75 on S&P. We're down 41 on NASDAQ so far this morning, from what I can tell you. We're just getting going on the markets. 165.60 on GameStop, down 5.13. We're on Rocket Lab off 12 cents to 8. We're not now off 9 cents to 8.21. SoFi up 15 to 9.92. We're taking another shot at $10. We've been doing this now for about a week. SoFi kind of backs off and it comes back to the 10 level, tries to get through it, backs off, tries to come up. There will be a point in time at any day now where SoFi will not back off. It will get 10, it will take it out, and will now assault 11 and 12 and say goodbye to the $9 pricing for a while. It's coming, it's happening. You know it, I know it. It's definitely coming on. Good to see. AMC down 27 cents to 23.04. GameStop right now 167. Highcroft Mining down 13 cents at 212. Highcroft has traded 2.6 million so far this morning. A week ago, at this point in time, we'd be at 25 million shares traded already. We're at 2.6 million. This is drying up as well. Matterport 846, 848 now, down 11 cents. ME 394 down 4. Spire is up a nickel to 209. We're waiting Spire's opportunity to break out of the 2 level and get into the 253 neighborhood and get away from these 190s, 180s. Wondering what day is that going to happen? I think it's happening soon. Might be today, but it's happening soon. 198.9 on ATIP. Same thing, trying to get through to and say goodbye to the $1 trading levels. Smart Rent 525 down 15 cents. This stock will be up 50 cents one day, down 20 the next, then up 30, then down 50. We got to get out of this 5 neighborhood back to the $7 to $10 level. The company is just going through all the gyrations. All these shares are just turning over. I'm waiting for the breakout. Sextera 1265, steady stock. It doesn't trade a lot, but it doesn't dip much. Pfizer 51.30 up 36 cents. We'll see how kind of an uptick this can hold. Not so optimistic that that's the case, but it is up a little bit today. Robinhood down 16 cents to 13.67. VanEck is off 292 right now. That's the ETF for chips. SMH is your symbol. 266.76, down $3 a unit. Home Depot down up 99 cents at 306 right now. IBM up 8 cents to 130.35. Microsoft is off $1.08 to 313.89. Apple off 76 cents to 177.68. Both of those are, I think, going to back off a little bit here. Goldman down $1.22 to 326.99. Analysts out there are constantly adjusting their pricing for Goldman. The latest pricing adjustments are like used to be calling the stock to go to 470 a share. Now they're saying 450. Other analysts are saying, from 465 to 435. They're adjusting it downward by a few dollars, $5, $10, $20 drops, and still calling the stock to go to 425 to 475 a share. So this thing, Goldman, is so underpriced at 327. It is giving up pennies now on the down dip, but when it has a good day, it jumps $15 in one day. But then it gives up pennies and then jumps again. We may be at a low level on Goldman here because we are really trading at 5.5 times earnings on Goldman. This is not an overpriced stock. This is not a stock that's at an all-time ridiculous high. And if you buy the shares, the dividend you'd receive, 2.4% yield on Goldman. Just to hold the stock gives you 2.4% return, which is kind of equal to a 10-year treasury. Now, if Goldman would kindly bump their dividend by 50%, and instead of buying their stock back, just offer a 3.5% yield, that could pop the market to 400 a share. Just saying, but they don't listen to me. Cisco down 2 cents, 55.47. Facebook up 2.49 to 2.36. Amazon is down 14.90. Tesla down $3.30, and Google down $8. Bed Bath Beyond up 23 cents this morning. BlackBerry unchanged. Royal Caribbean up $4 to 87.36. The story coming out of the cruise lines, by the way, Carnival's up $1.35 and Norwegian up $1.34. The cruise lines are saying that because of the CDC's lowering of restrictions with mask wearing and social distancing on cruise ships being tossed out, their bookings are rising dramatically. Cruise lines are talking about very high booking rates coming up for this fall into next winter. Carnival bragged yesterday, day before yesterday, they were bragging they had the single biggest day of bookings in the history of their business. That's all great. Here's the bad news. Just the other day, in the west, over at the West Coast, the Caribbean Princess cruise ship from Princess Cruise Lines was steaming its way north on a 19-day cruise. It was in its last 3-4 days of a 19-day cruise that I believe had brought it from Florida through the Panama Canal, heading up to Canada. The cruise ship was supposed to go to Victoria, British Columbia, and Vancouver, and then return, I believe, towards Portland, empty, to go into dry dock. So this is a repositioning ship cruise, so it's cheap, and it's on a tired ship, a ship that is going in for a refurbishment. All right, there's nothing wrong with that. It's just a fact. The ship was heading north towards Portland and then towards British Columbia, and reports were coming out, and now we've heard after the fact a lot of reports about how the ship was being overrun with COVID cases. After being on board the ship for 2 weeks with a few stops here and there, the passengers on board this ship were coming down with the virus big time. And the CDC had placed the ship into what is known the orange category of COVID cases, which means that at least 0.3% of the population of the ship had tested positive for the virus. Now, what that means is, as best as we can figure out, there were about 2,600 people on the ship between crew and passengers, and at least 78 had the virus. We think more, maybe upwards of 100 people. And the entire 12th deck had been sealed off by the cruise line for isolation cabins for those who were ill. And passengers were trying to find out what the numbers were from the cruise line because they refused to tell the passengers on board the ship how many people have the virus. Because people on board the ship who didn't have the virus or weren't sure if they had it or not wanted to know, how bad is it? I'm on a floating resort, and the entire 12th floor is sealed off. You can see the tape everywhere and security guards at every entrance. You can't get in, you can't get out on the 12th floor. Something's going on. And the ship would not speak. They wouldn't talk. The cruise line will not confirm any numbers. By the time the ship reached the Portland area, they canceled the rest of the cruise, diverted the ship into the Portland area, and disembarked everybody. But what the problem was, there were a lot of people on board the ship who wanted to know whether they were positive or not, and the cruise line would not provide a test. They basically just said, go home and take one when you get there. And in effect, a lot of people on that ship were from Canada because the cruise ended in Canada. And so they were going from Florida all the way to Canada in their home country. Canada, I think, was about to put the boom on these guys. They were about to lower the hammer on this cruise line as it was coming into Victoria. Because coming into Victoria with perhaps 100 plus cases of the virus, you got yourself a problem. You might have a ship quarantined for 2 weeks on a special quarantine order by the government of Canada, Health Canada. Cruise line didn't want any part of this. They had their suspicions that this ship was coming into danger because they wanted that ship into dry dock on time to get repainted, refurbished, whatever they had to do. And they were not going to play games with the Canadian health authorities. And so what they ended up doing was canceling the cruise and sending the ship into dry dock into Portland and kicking everyone off the ship. A number of passengers flew home to Canada, talked to reporters when they got there. And one particular passenger said that we flew home on an airplane not knowing whether we were positive or not, because going into Canada, you don't have to have a test anymore. You don't have to know whether you're positive or negative. They flew on an airplane with other passengers, all wearing masks still, not knowing if they were infecting anybody or getting infected from anybody else. They landed in Canada, and they ended up going to a testing center as soon as they could for their own curiosity, and thankfully, they turned out negative. So they were happy. They were thrilled. But they were certain that there were others who were coming home who were definitely positive. I do not know the status of any of the people on deck 12 who were isolated, who had been positive, who were positive. I don't know what happened to them because there's no news coming up. The cruise line is not talking. This is Carnival, by the way. Carnival owns Princess. They're not talking. So the cruise shares are up today because on the surface, everything is great. Everything is wonderful. Oh, we're booking like you can't believe. We're going to go from 40%, 50% occupancy. We're going up to 80, 100% occupancy. We're opening up the casinos. We're opening up the bars. We're going to party. We're going to have a great old time. What they're not telling you is, what are the numbers? How bad is it? And the CDC is lifting all kinds of restrictions. And I think we're into the Wild West of cruising. I think we're going to be in a situation where passengers haven't got a clue how bad it is. And only if you get it will you know you have it. And I don't even know if they're going to offer onboard testing anymore, because they might not have to. And if they don't have to offer onboard testing, if they don't have to offer when they come to a cruise port, like they come into Ensenada, or they come into Puerto Vallarta, or they come into Nassau, or they go to country whatever in the Caribbean. If they don't have to report the numbers, they don't have to report any positive cases, and the host country that you're coming to, you're walking off the ship and going into town, they don't have to tell you how they're doing. You have no idea. Now you're completely blind as to what the situation actually is. And you'll only know if you're ill if you self-test with your own kit, or if you don't feel well all of a sudden. And that could be you have had the virus for 2 weeks and now you don't feel well because for 2 weeks you've been positive, not knowing, with no one making you test, no one making you disclose. And this virus is having a field day. And so cruise line shares are up right now because investors are thinking, oh, it's the good old days. These guys are going to book their ships at 100%. They're going to fill them up, and people are going to drink and gamble and dance and party, and oh, it's going to be fabulous. The problem, of course, is the variants are out there, and this spreads, and who knows how bad this is going to get. So watch out, kids. We're only just beginning to find out what's going to happen here. I don't like the prospects for the cruise lines. Would it surprise me in 3 months from now that the CDC slams them shut again, that they slam them back? Wouldn't surprise me in the least. Would it surprise me that cruise lines might have to say the week after the midterms are over, the week after the midterm elections, that the cruise lines get shut down? But between now and the midterms, wide open. Do whatever you want. Disneyland, Disney World, go. Universal Studios, go. Get on a plane without a mask, that might get lifted at any time. America's going to go wide open right now until after the midterms. And then we're going to find out just where are we at? How did the summer go? How did the fall go? What are the infection rates? What are the hospitalization rates? Where are we really at? I'm just praying, crossing my fingers, that the latest variant of the virus is just a bad cold kind of a variant, that it's like a flu, not a killer virus, a flu virus. I'm hoping that's what it is. But I don't know. I'm not a doctor. I can't tell you. We'll find out after the fact. That's the only way we'll ever know, is after. So let's play Russian roulette. We have one bullet in this gun. Let's turn the thing and turn the trigger. If you're still here, you didn't have the bullet in the chamber. Yay! But, you know, if the bullet was in the chamber and you pulled the trigger and you're dead now, well, you know, it was instantaneous, so you didn't really feel anything. So, okay. There you go. Let's see what happens. GameStop down $7.20 right now to 163.40 as we're backing off right now. 429,000 traded so far this morning. AMC up 2 cents to 23.30. It had gotten up to 23.96, but it's now 23.33, backing off quite quickly on AMC. 5.1 million loyal on AMC. Highcroft Mining down 5 cents right now to 219.9 cents. The high 224, the low 210. And we've traded 4.9 million, really backing off. That stock traded 350 million a day last week early, and it's not gonna, I don't know if it'll do 50 today. I don't know if it can do 50. Really not sure. 164.02 on GameStop, down 671. The Dow's up 117.9. We've turned it around. S&P is up 4 points. The NASDAQ down 59 at this point. Oil up $1.27 at the moment. That is where we're at with this market. It's too early to tell whether we have a real rally on our hands or whether this is just a dead cat bounce. We'll find out as the morning grinds on. Alrighty, thank you everybody. Nice to have you here. Anyway, Splair TV is saying, hey, by the way, Uncle Bruce, you mentioned restrictions. In the Netherlands, it is like a time travel. No one is wearing a mask. And COVID is there now like one of the other illnesses. That's what it is right now. Duncan says, Bruce, please tell Jen I said good morning. Well, she'll be here in a little while. I will definitely do so. Absolutely. Thumbs up for you, sir, says Cloaked. Number 199. Thank you for 199 thumbs ups already. I now see 210 thumbs ups. Fabulous. Also, Cloaked is saying, I'm a member now for 12 months. Might be my last month as a member, Uncle B. I have truly enjoyed the last year with you and the Bagel fam. Thank you for everything. I'm going on the road. Won't be around as much. We'll review at a later date. Cloak, thank you for all your support of this channel, and I appreciate it. You know you're always welcome with this crazy gang of mine, and it's just great that you've been with me for as long as you have, and hopefully your trip will go well, and you will continue to hang out with us from time to time. You're always welcome here. Thank you. What else is going on here? Hi, Uncle Bruce, Mr. T. I'm number 171. I just noticed that the option strikes on GameStop have expanded to $2.50 increments. Is that in anticipation of the split? No. Nope. It is just an indication of how popular the options are on GameStop. And the other thing, Mr. T, is there are options that occasionally pop up where there's a $1 increment on GameStop. We've had past weeks where right up until the week of the contract expiring, they go in $1 increments. So no, this is not unusual at all. Just shows you how popular the options are on GameStop. Dr. Walter, good morning, everybody. I'm number 217. Thank you, sir, for 217. We have 219 thumbs ups right here, right now. Thank you, all of you, so much for being part of the show today. It's great to have you here. We're up 74 on the Dow right now. We've given up a bit of ground here. We're up two points or so on S&P. We seem to be actually negative on S&P, negative on NASDAQ, 63 points. So we're going a little negative again on these other indexes, and the Dow now is only up 66 as it is beginning to back off at the moment. All right. Thank you all for popping in to see us, being part of the family today. I'd love to have you, and we'll see what's going on. This COVID isn't over. Inflation isn't over. Supply chain problems haven't gone away. Interest rates are going higher. There are issues, and we have to pay attention to them. Like it or not, we gotta watch for it and try to take advantage of these issues. Make them work for us. And as option writers, you can make this work for you. Those of you who wrote options yesterday on GameStop, 175s, 180s, your stock's down 669. It's backing up, and I think it's going to continue to do so. I think that GameStop is headed for the 140.45 level in the near future. I don't know about today, but that's where it's headed, in my opinion. And that is still almost a $70 gain from the low of 2.5 weeks ago. So do not be surprised if that actually happens. Vermis, man, your rant on the cruise lines would make a good plot line for a new Alien movie. Uncle Bruce, I shorted TWTR, says Nick. Come on, SoFi, says Splair. SoFi, $9.95. up 18 cents. We're only 5 cents away from the $10 mark at the moment. SoFi has hit 10.09 again, 6.1 million today. So you can see how it's trying to get to 10 and break it, but it falters, it comes back, it goes off, it comes back. That's the way it's going right now. 163.87 on GameStop. The low of the day on GameStop today is 163.22. We're pushing this level. We're coming back to it. The high of 168. We've had about a $5.20 range on GameStop today. We're at 163.80 right now, about 58 cents away from the low of the day. AMC 22.94 now down 37 cents. AMC got up to 23.96, gave it all back, and it's gone red fast. And it's now on 6.2 million, down 32 to 22.99. Watching that closely. Matterport 850 down 9, ME down 7 to 391, Spire's up a nickel to 209, ATIP down 6.5 cents to 193.5, SmartRent down 32 cents to 508, Sextera up 11 to 12.75. Pfizer up $1.20 this morning to 52.12, now 52.04, backing up a little bit. Pfizer took a bit of a shot, got up to 52.15, now is giving up 11 cents of that gain. Robinhood down 24 cents. At the moment, at 13.58, Vanek Vector's down 6.64, Home Depot up 93 cents, IBM up 53 cents, Microsoft down $1.70, Apple down 96 cents, Goldman down $1, Cisco up 6 cents, Facebook down 60 cents, Amazon down $32, Tesla down 6.70 to 11.38, Google down 14.85. That's where we're at right now, watching a number of things happening simultaneously, with the Dow up now 83 points, the S&P down 229, and the NASDAQ down 91.35. So the two of the markets are lower, one higher. Cheers to all of you around the world being here today. Good to have you. Let me know how you're doing. Tell me, what kind of temperatures are you getting out there? Are any of you getting summer weather, spring weather, or is it dead winter for you? Let me know your high temperature today. And what's the price of gas where you guys live? How's that doing? Is the price of gas coming down? I heard last night on my Traveling with Bruce channel that people were paying in the U.S. between $3 and $4 a gallon lately. Some still over $4, but there were now more $3 prices showing up. Let me know if you're seeing gas backing off anywhere where you are. Cam, warning, number 222. Do you remember that show, 222? That was the classroom, yeah. I remember that. I really didn't watch it, but I remember the title of it. Nazareth, maximum pain for this week on GameStop went up to 155, so that might happen this week for sure. Dr. Walter, Uncle Bruce, I'm getting squeezed by work at the moment, very busy and not as much time to listen as usual. I'm sure you covered it already, but can you tell me briefly, what did you make of SPIR earnings? I liked what I saw. I liked everything that I saw about Spire. I liked how Spire made their acquisition. I like how Spire is growing their customer base. I liked how Spire is retaining their customer base. I'm liked how Spire revised upward their 2022 projections. Everything was good. The stock is not good, but Spire corporate is good. It's 206 right now, up 2 cents in a sea of red right now. But I liked everything about Spire. I really did. Nick, how low can TWTR go? What is TWTR? I'm asking. TWTR. What on earth is TWTR? I have no idea. TWTR. Have I got the right symbol here? Twitter. Twitter. What is it? I don't follow it. I don't follow Twitter, and I'm not interested in following Twitter. All I know right now, Nick, is, and I'm sorry, I don't know the symbol Twitter off the top of my head. I don't care. This entity is a disaster. It's a disaster as far as I'm concerned. And with Elon making a move into the stock, now they've got SEC problems because he is an SEC nightmare. He's a walking nightmare with SEC problems. He's one of the richest men in the world, and he can hire lawyer upon lawyer upon lawyer to protect him and guard him and fend him off and handle their inquiries. But now he's adding his problems as he right into the TWTR family, and they didn't need this. And he's now looking to make changes. He is not interested in being a passive investor like he claims to be on the forums. I think he wants to be an activist investor. The stock is 52.20. It opened this morning at 54.57 ish. Now it's backed off. If you're short the stock, I know you want to scoop a profit on it. More power to you. But again, Nick, I don't know if there's going to be a huge drop off, but a couple of bucks is in the way. You might be able to swing trade this thing. You might be able to short it, make a few dollars, buy it back, let it pop up again, short it again, buy it back. You might be able to swing trade it, but that's all I got, Nick, on this one. I wish I had more for you. Someone is buying up GameStop at that price, I guess. Says Splair, 163.54. I don't know if it's going anywhere. Nick, it'll be nice if it goes to 40. I hear you. Walmart looking good this morning. Olivia, 390 in Iowa, 37 degrees and it's sunny. That's kind of cool over there. Thank you for that. 70 in San Diego, 5.29 a gallon at Costco. Look at the difference in price of gas between Iowa and California. Wow. Unbelievable. $1.30 a gallon difference. Yikes. It's springtime here, rainy in the 50s, paid $3.93 at the pump. Aroni yesterday. Sad Panda says Scott Brewer. Dr. Walter, excellent. I'm buying more Spire. Right on, buddy. Sell my house. I paid $349.9 at Sam's Club yesterday in Laurel, MD, Maryland, DC metro area, going to a balmy 58 degrees, and it's going to rain here. But wow, $349 is a drop. Is for sure is a drop. Good morning, Bagel family. Uncle, I'm here now. You can begin your show. Thank you, buddy. Splair. I read actually Elon Musk recently publicly criticized the company for its free speech policy, so it's obviously what he wants. Dr. Walter Alberto, always with that line. Love it. Bobby, SoFi about to hit 10 for the second time today. 10:02 right now on SoFi. Shorters are working today. Beach Boy, temperature here 31 Celsius, 87 Fahrenheit in Tel Aviv. Good sesame seed bagels for a meat. Just a thing to be treasured to, or toasted to perfection. Just going to be toasted to perfection right up. Cloaked gas near me ranges from $4.16 to $4.35 a gallon, with the highest at $4.60 gallon regular. Springfield, Illinois, so still over $4. Olivia, Elon's trying to pull a Ryan Cohen, but he's being loud and sloppy. He's the opposite of Ryan Cohen, isn't he? Come on, SoFi, says Nicholas. San Francisco Bay Area, $5.91 a gallon in the San Francisco Bay Area for gas. 164.03 on GameStop. 164 now on GameStop. 10.06 on SoFi. GameStop just dropped to 163.60 again. Alberto, doctor, how can y'all begin without me? I mean, how do you do it? Michael, 4.45 premium last week. I don't drive much anymore, so luckily you don't have to buy gas every week. Gonzo Cruiser, how in the world is Norwegian up over $1 today? How is it? They have a ship that's being delayed week after week after week with millions of dollars of damage. It's going to be off the grid for probably another 8 weeks, I think. Cruise lines are going to run into stuff, but I tell you, the investors don't know, don't care. They're in a dream world. They're thinking that these cruise shares can go back to their all-time highs. These guys are 80 billion more in debt now than 2 years ago collectively. 80 billion more debt on their books, and somehow the public thinks, the investors think the stock's going higher. That's not going to happen. Yeah, but GameStop is not dropping enough. I think someone takes little by little on the dips. 163.58. We'll find out. Vilbus, Elon will be nothing but trouble for Twitter. 99 Nations. Elon is a salesman, not a free speech advocate. He used SpaceX funds to bail out Solar City at Tesla. Solar City. Cindy, how much Spire do y'all have? I have 2,200 shares and 100 in my Roth, averaging down, laughing out loud. At 99 Nations, Solar City. That's right. Lame Duck, raining, 47 St. Louis, gas, 409. Splair, at least you get all a gallon. So you get a gallon so cheap over there in America. Here, people pay €2 and something in Germany for a liter. €2 is $2.20 American, and you need 3.7 liters for a gallon. So 3.7 times 220 We're talking $9 a gallon ballpark. Bobby, Cindy, B, 300 shares, average 540. Bama Babe, Cindy, I got 4,000 shares. Tiff, Cindy, I got 1,200. Spire. Scott, also, I got 4,000. Nicholas, I got 1,600. These folks are going to get rich when this thing takes off. They're just going to get rich at $20 a share. These folks are rich. I am, says Olivia. I thought I was the only one with this stuff. We own this company. We own it. Spire should be talking to us directly and thanking us for being so loyal to being their shareholders. They really should. They should be thanking us every day for being loyal followers of this stock and holding it. Same with ATIP. We should be bowed at. They should be bowing at our presence for being so loyal to their stock. 4,200, says Ed. That's how many I got. Bobby, sounds like the new investor guy at Spire could come on this channel for an interview. It wouldn't be a bad idea to come on and say hi to the shareholders. Wait, holy moly, forgot SoFi. The Bagel Gang might own a significant portion of Spire, 0.0001%. DH, I got 1,000, lame duck. Illinois, 409 for gas. Missouri, 380 for gas. Cindy, I'm going to buy more right now. Spire day today. Tangstra, I got 1,400. Rodrigo, 2,000 Spire in my account. That's it. We got Spire. 163.84 on GameStop, down 689 a share. The Dow's up 175, trying to run. The S&P is up 8 points. NASDAQ down 72 at the moment. Spire, hostile takeover by the Bruce holders. Justin P. So if I want to get into Spire and ATIP, what should I be looking at? Thanks, Uncle B. Just buy the stock. Just buy the stock. Firmus, Uncle Bruce, you mentioned activist investors. Would you say it is a bad idea to trade in those stocks, or can you think of a long-term benefit? Well, again, we buy up these shares down here. We scoop them up. We take them away, and we say, thank you very much. Maybe we have another. They just go to $5-6. We're already triple our money. I mean, we're laughing at this stuff already. Go to 10, we're up 5 times our money. Go to 20, we're up 10 times our money. Yeah, I think we're going to be paid off nicely. Chase, I'm number 229. Thank you for the thumbs ups, everybody, and for being here with us. We really appreciate it. 163.39 on GameStop. We've got, let's see now. Here we go. The Dow up 185 right now. It just doesn't want to back off. Okay, go. Rocket Lab, 819 down 11. SoFi, 1006 up 29 cents. Remember, we were buying SoFi as low as 7.74 on this channel, and it's now 10.07. There are people here who are up a couple of bucks a share already just on a partial turnaround on SoFi. We're going much, much higher. 163.20, 162.75 on GameStop. We're backing up again. New low of 162.60 here on GameStop. We're down 779, 780, 790 a share on GameStop as we're coming back into the high 150s. We'll see if we break this through again. Interesting stuff. To be honest, some days in the week are cheaper at ATIP. Probably it is the same at Spire. Maybe just watch the old charts, take note, and what day it drops more. Scott, my Spire cost basis is like 6 back in the day. Well, Scott, there's going to be a day where you're going to be so happy. I like this game. How many SoFi shares does everybody have? I got 3,000 SoFi, says Bama Babe. How many shares have you got? There you go. 162.55 new low on GameStop right now. 162.55, and we just hit 37. 162.37 for the low of the day on GameStop shares, down 8.18 a share and falling today. All of you who have options on GameStop, your calls are backing off. Vash, they want my money for GameStop. It has to be under 156. Yippee-ki-yay. Howdy, y'all. I missed y'all last week at work. Uncle Bruce, but I downloaded some of your videos. Nice to spend time with the Bagel family. Right on. Ed, 1,200 SoFi. Scott, I got 1,210 puts. Nicholas, Bama Babe, I got 2,600 SoFi. Spur, 240, and mostly on leverage. I have to wait for 15 to buy my own 100. Joe, 13,000 SoFi, baby. I want a seat on the board of directors. 162.20, another low trade on GameStop. 161.85 is the new low trade on GameStop. We're still dropping. 161.94 last trade I'm showing. We're down 8.79, approaching the $9 drop mark on GameStop as it's backing up. 161.76 is the low of the day now on GameStop. All right. There you go, Michael. I got a few. Tiff, if the public would know about Spire, the stock would be so much higher. There are several analysts who think this thing is worth $6 now. Bobby, Obi-Wan, DKNG, you were supposed to go lower, not joining them going higher. Bama, Joe is now known as Moneybags. Ed Hawkins and 10 calls at 1250. Tiff, I got 800 SoFi. Chase, gas 150 Canadian per liter in Mexico, 30 degrees Celsius. 150 a liter Canadian is about 575 a gallon Canadian, which would be about 450 US a gallon, 425 US, something like that. Swiss butter, I got a SoFi. Bobby, that a boy. Swiss DQ, I have a few less than Michael. Tankster, I got 400. Nick, Uncle was I shorted Twitter at 54, signing up for one-on-one this Saturday. Rock and roll, buddy. We'll get together and see what's going on. You're short at 54. It's 52.32 right now on Twitter, down 235. This has to go lower, in my opinion. I think as well. I think it's going lower, but I don't control it. 52.15. Nick, I want this to go down for you big time. You just make a big score. That's what I want you to have happen to you, pal. I want you making lots of money. Splair, I think I will not mention Spire to eToro, the social media broker, before I bought at Diagro 1 to 200 of it. Joe, El Lafo, not yet, Bama Babe, averages 934, loading up on my retirement account. Swinson Terry, I got 1,700. Bradley, 1,423 SoFi. I love Commander Noto. Love that guy. GameStop, 161.37. We are dropping again on GameStop. The low now, 161.15, approaching a $10 drop on GameStop now at 161.08. Another new low, 160, trying to refresh constantly. 161.08, new low on the day on GameStop, falling further on the GameStop shares. That is the dealio, kids. 161.08 and 161.10 is where I'm sitting at right now, is what I see here. We're falling on the GameStop shares. Michael, 1,500 SoFi. Cindy B, have 1,750 SoFi. I have January options that I might need to roll out just to take the loss and buy shares. 160.81, falling further on the GameStop now. The low of 160.54, right there is where we are right now. 160.54, new lows, down 10.19 and falling down 6% approximately on the day. Can we get Elon mad at Spire's board? Munimo got 1,000 SoFi, 1,000 ATIP, 85 Matterport. Rock and roll, buddy, rock and roll. Dollars, 160.78. We have hit a 160.54 on GameStop for the low of the day now. 160.54, the low trade. And here we are at 160.78, hanging around this level right now. Just a couple of pennies, 20 cents away from the low of the day on GameStop. Let's go. Nick S., I sent you a request, Bruce, to get together. Got you, my friend. Got you, Nick. We'll get together. I'll get you that after the show. My whole watch list is almost ready except gas and Walmart. A Beach Boy, Uncle Bruce, what's a good idea bid to buy back GameStop? April 22, 190s, written for $11.95 yesterday. What do you think about those? We're now 160.50. We're going lower again, by the way. Just hang on here. 160.31, new low on GameStop. So let's take a look at these April contracts. April, what did you tell me they are? 22s, 190s. April 22nd, 190 contracts. Of course, my quotes are a little off the mark here. 190s, the last I saw, they showed at 855 to 985. I'd love to know what's the market on them now. The Dow just went completely negative. It was up 175. We're down 12 on the Dow right now. We got up to 35,112. We're at 34,909. We've just given up almost 200 points in 5 minutes on the Dow. We are going red quick on the Dow. GameStop 160.50 last trade I'm showing here. These 190s, of course, are now $30 out of the money. And every dollar the stock drops, these contracts will drop in price too. It wouldn't be surprising to me that they're in the $7.57 range now or less. So, my friend, just let them come to you. You've just got to give it either time or money. It's a $10 drop today. They're obviously giving up ground. The last trade I saw on them was 935 down 290 on the day. So they had given up almost $3 already. They're probably giving up 4 or 5 now overall. And for you to score a 50% gain couldn't be a problem. I'm seeing here bid 745 to 870. There we go. So yeah, my quote is $1 off. But there you go. Another couple of bucks. And you're there. You may want to put in a stink bid at 515, something like that. See if you get lucky and get hit there. Obviously, if the shares continue to collapse, they're at 160.44 now. The low of the day, 160.12. They're going to go through 160 here at any time into the 150s again. And if we break into the mid 150s, these calls will probably hit that 5 range, and you'll probably get out at that level and score a $6 gain in 24 hours. Any kind of rally, sell again, right 180s, 175s, bring in fat premiums. I mean, this is the name of the game. 160.32, 160.20 now. The low of the day on GameStop, 160.09. Alberto, 30,000 SoFi, 5,000 Spire Plus, 8,000 ATP. I'm using covered call profits weekly to buy. Thanks to be angry, balding, and short, says Teo. Thanks, buddy. GameStop, April 22s. Bobby, Alberta, your accountant is going to be pissed. Bobby, he's laughing. Alberta's laughing at Bobby. Rob, 159.70, Bruce. It's under. Yeah, 159.63. It's just broke again. Yep. We're going through the 160 level and now into the 159s and lower. 159.34 for the low. Here we go. Rob's on it. There we go. Rob, thank you, buddy. You're the man. You're getting those live quotes a lot faster than I am. I'm only getting these slow repeats out of Market Watch on my big ass iPad, and it's not working very quickly. 159.45, the low 159.34. That was a quick $1 drop again, and so all of you writing options are looking at profits as these are backing up. Those of you who need to do rollovers, keep an eye on these contracts. Keep an eye on the contract you want to get into. Wait for the right pricing and then make your move. But at the moment, the stock is coming your direction. We're now off $11.10 or so. 159.62.63 seems to be the indication right now on GameStop. The Dow is down 6 points. S&P is down 18. NASDAQ down 179. So the Dow is giving it all back. Rob, a 165 next Friday for 17 I sold yesterday is now 990 to 1050. Beautiful stuff. These 165s, of course, out of the money. And for next week, Friday, there's a lot more premium coming your way. Why is everything turning red? Rob, I got my stink bid at 915, but I might move it at this rate. You may want to do that pretty quick, buddy, because you could be hit any second here with this thing. You might want to go 805. See if you can get another $1 out of it. Again, SoFi flailed to go higher at 966 on SoFi, 814 on Rocket Lab, 159.59 on GameStop. The low of 159.34 is what I'm showing at the moment. AMC down 96 cents to 22.35. We're down 12 on Highcroft Mining, backing off as well. All right, guys. Silka, thank you for the 243 thumbs ups. I appreciate it. Yeah, don't be surprised if GameStop has another $5-6 in downside. Not going to happen, this second, but it could. We know it. We know this. We know this game. We'll see how this runs. We're going through waves. Seems like waves of selling. 159.40. I think we're going lower again. 159.34. Just saw another new low. Another bunch of stock coming in. 159.41. Volume on GameStop now, 867,000. 2 days ago, a week ago, we were at 4 million by now. We're not getting the volume. 159.38, 159.39. We're dropping again, going through another wave of selling right now. We might go through 159 here the way this is going. Interesting stuff. Yep, 159.32, new low. Just hit a new low again. Another low of the day right here. Okay. 159.19 is the new low now. 159.19, and 872,000 shares traded. Okay, 158. There it is. 158.86 down again. Could this be the world news hitting the markets? Possibly. 158. Rob was thinking, yep, we're going down. 158.86. We're off now, almost $12 a share on GameStop, getting hit again. The Dow down 58 now, backing off. S&P down 23, NASDAQ down 188. The NASDAQ's off 1.3%. The Dow's only off 0.17 of a percentage point. The Dow needs to drop by a factor of about 8. So it has to be off 450 points to equal NASDAQ's drop. Hi there, Jen.
Hi.
How are you today?
I'm good. How are you?
Busy. Watching lots going on. GameStop backing off here. It hit a low of 158.86 just a few minutes ago. Trying a little dead cat bounce here, but the stock's coming in on GameStop right now. Yeah, it's backing off.
Hi. I thought you were down here bowling.
Really?
Yeah. The noise.
We don't hear it here.
No, good.
Yeah. Those of you who don't know, we got wind. We have a windy night last night. Really windy. It's windy right now, and
Medicine Hat's really windy.
Medicine Hat, Alberta's really, yeah. Well, they're always windy, but we're windy here today, and we're hearing sounds like someone's walking on the roof. Those kinds of sounds. It's really
rearranging furniture, bowling.
Yeah, I'm wondering if the roof panels are having problems, but I've been told that they're ceramic. So they shouldn't lift at all. But I have no idea if there's nooks and crannies and stuff. I don't know what's going on.
I don't know.
We'll talk to our friends about that when they get back.
Noise.
Yeah. Anyway, there it is. Rob, 158.86. I've moved my stink bid. Are there any good call ops to be looking at as the market dips? Yes, Justin. I've been talking about this all morning. Definitely look into selling into strength. GameStop right now wants a little rally. Sell into it. Write calls. You can write calls on Apple, Microsoft, Cisco, easily. You could do poor man covered call writing. Check out my classes on that if you're really serious about doing this. GameStop recovering? I don't think so. Bit of a rally on GameStop. We'll see. Everything is going down. Walmart is still going up. Hello, Jen from John. Alberto, good morning to you. Good morning, Auntie.
Everything right except for Spire.
Spire's going higher. How about that? Spire's the one that's going higher. It's up a penny at 205, defying gravity.
That's right.
It wants to go higher. Pfizer's up 86 cents, but it's backed off here from 52.15 to 51.80. So now Pfizer is coming off too. We're down 48 on the Dow. We're off 23.24 on S&P. NASDAQ down 200 now, and selling's coming in. Oil is negative, down 19 cents, now at 103.09. Big breaking news just coming across the breaking thing here. Kanye West drops out of Coachella. Shock.
Oh, Kanye.
Kanye West. Kane. K-A-N-Y-E. Kane.
Kanye.
Kenny. KW dropping out of Coachella. Is that how you say that? Coachella?
Yes.
Oh, that's too bad.
Coachella.
That's a crying shame. That ruined my trip. We're not going down to Coachella.
It only took you like 5 years to say La Quinta.
La Quinta.
Instead of La Quinta.
La Quinta. Sorry, Kanye West fans. Sorry, Kanye. Put a thing on it.
Kanye West
Kanye.
used to be married to a Kardashian who's now dating Pete Davidson. Keep up. How can this not be so important in your life?
Cindy B says it all. Laugh out loud, Uncle Bruce. Coyote, Caney, Rob, Kanye West has dropped out. Oh no, says Rob. The critic said, who is this Kenny and what sport does she play? Kenny West, says DQ. Kenny Rogers West. Swiss butter Yoko Ono to replace Kanye. Cindy, H. Gregory is loving this. Get with it, Uncle Bruce, says Cindy. Mama, babe. I'd love to hear Uncle Bruce and AJ laugh first thing in the morning. Rob, you tell him, Jen. Slayer credit coach, way to go. Adrian, someone get Kane back at Coachella. Formulous, SoFi rejected off rejected off the long-term downtrend line. Doesn't look like it's going to get above 10 and stick it for a while. Alberto, I am laughing my tush off to you.
Yeah.
I'm laughing at this.
Speaking of Pete Davidson reminds me of SNL.
Okay.
Last Saturday's SNL was so funny. Had the best skit they have had in years. The Home Shopping Network's Rainbow Doll.
That was really good.
It was
The Rainbow Doll
That's all
on
I'm saying.
QVC.
You guys in America can go and find it on YouTube or
Hulu.
something.
You can watch it on Hulu or on
Yeah.
YouTube. Watch
The
the
rest of the
Saturday
world
Night.
suffers. and
Watch
can't.
the Saturday Night Live skit about the Rainbow
And the
Doll.
cold open. This guy, Jared Carmichael, he was
Buddy,
very
it
good.
was very good. It was very
the
good.
least famous host they've ever had.
He admits it. I'm the least famous host they've
Nobody
ever had.
knows who I am.
Nobody knows who the hell I am.
Yeah,
Credit
but-
Savage. Good morning, my fellow simpletons, Uncle Bruce and Auntie Jen. It looks like SoFi don't like that news. Bradley, yeah, keep up, Bruce. Happy Bruce. Keep up, Bruce. Happy wife, happy life. Got to get it with or no bagels. Quick, right calls on Coachella. Well, that explains the markets, doesn't it? Says Swiss butter.
That's it.
Kanye West ain't at Coachella.
Yeah,
It's what's life for? Kenny
KW.
KW ain't going to be at no Coachella. Oh my.
That's like KD and AW had an illegitimate child. KW.
Kanye West. Oh, that poor bugger. Michael, that's why the markets went red because of Canderel West. Canderel?
That's right.
76 down drift on the Dow. We're going negative. Down 27 on S&P. NASDAQ down 211. And Kanye West ain't going to be at Coachella. So what's life worth for? Why are we even here? Alberto at DQ, they're laughing. They're loving this. Oh, man. GameStop 161.11 trying to come back. And not going to happen. It's not going to happen. AMC down 96.
Okay.
We're down 6 on Hycroft. We're going negative, baby. That's it.
That's it. I'm going to give you a negative bagel.
God.
That's toast. No.
Oh, Lord. Oh. There was a time. It was so much easier at a time.
Was it? I don't know. I don't know. Maybe when we were teenagers, we were up on everything. You, because you were out east and you were close.
I was in the music business.
Yeah, you were in the music business.
I
and
was.
you were so close to like Buffalo and Detroit, and you
True.
could go
Chicago,
down
Toronto.
and
Yeah.
see the Rolling Stones multiple
Maple
times.
Leaf Gardens
Yeah.
once. But yes.
Yeah.
Yes. Saw Chicago twice at the
Ohio
C&E.
players.
Ohio players. I went to Buffalo with my best buddy. 2 white boys driving across the U.S. border into downtown Buffalo to see the Ohio players live.
I bet you had on your best tight pants and platform
Had our
shoes.
silk shirts on,
Oh yeah.
had our bell bottoms on, had our platform boots going, and we were dancing, and it was a
Yeah.
lot of fun.
Yeah. I bet
And
it was.
didn't get stabbed. 1973 in Buffalo in the middle of the night. And then we left town and drove out and survived to this day.
To this
Oh
day.
my,
And who did
my,
we
my,
see?
my.
We saw in Calgary in that little club that was in the basement. Wasn't that Ohio players?
Ohio players. We
Yeah.
saw the Ohio players, Jen and I, in about 1980. This is
Yeah,
on the downhill,
early
the
80s.
the band's
Wow,
downhill.
yeah.
I saw them ascending in Buffalo in 73 because by 74 they were at the top of their
Yeah, 'cause
game.
This club
By
held
1980,
people,
There
maybe.
300-400 of us at this nightclub in downtown Calgary. The Ohio players were playing for the week at
Yeah.
a 300-person club. The good old days were
Yeah.
over. They were now just
They still sounded great.
they
though.
were great. They
They were
were
great.
fantastic. But the venue did not do them justice.
Yeah.
But that's how it went. You
Yeah.
ascended and then you descended, and it was up to your agent to get you bookings. And they really should have stuck to their knitting. Calgary, Alberta, you're a little out of your zone here,
Yeah,
but
yeah.
we loved them. But only
Absolutely.
a small crowd. Yeah.
It always, they call us Cowtown for a reason.
True. I mean, country and western, music, stampede and all. But there were Ohio player fans, 200 a night, 300 a night.
That's right.
But yeah,
I'm sure there were some that went back every night. It was
I'm sure there were people there every night watching these
it
guys.
was
I think they put on 2 shows every night trying to make some money, but that wasn't a lot of money being made. Oh gosh, I don't know if we even paid $20 to get in. I don't even know if it was that much. Yeah,
Yeah.
that was yeah. In Buffalo, I'm trying to remember who they played with. I want to say Earth, Wind, and Fire. I
No
really
way.
do. They may have been the opening act for Earth, Wind, and Fire. And so we saw Ohio Players and Earth, Wind, and Fire in Buffalo.
Wow.
Fabulous show. Wow. Incredible musicians.
So
wow.
tight. Yeah.
So good.
Yeah.
And the crowd was just loving it. The audience, 99% African American, and Bruce and his buddy Gordon. And because we were dancing, everybody was having fun with us.
yeah.
We were all having a good time. But that was really something. I wouldn't recommend that today.
Oh, you never know.
Oh, I know.
Music can soothe the savage breast.
Yeah, I know. Yeah, naive. Yikes! 162.84. GameStop trying to come back. I don't know if it's going to work. We'll see. 162 just right now. 162. Here we are again. Bagel time. What should I do for bagel time?
Well,
what are my options?
Would you like? I can do the egg and ham thing on a bagel. I could do ham and cheese whiz. You notice a theme here? We're going for a colon blow. We're just going to give you cheese with everything.
There it is. Ooh, yeah.
I know. We have to find you some kind of sweet replacement.
It's tough
It's got to
times.
be something. Maybe a nice marmalade. Do you like?
I know the solution to my problems. I have to travel to Europe. If you're going to get,
You
you're
think
going to
they
get.
have Welch's in Europe?
I'm sure I can find Welch's in Europe. Just go to Europe. There's answers, there's solutions there. All your problems are solved. Just go to Switzerland. It's fine. The Swiss have figured it out. I'll just go there. I'll let them.
Yeah, they don't have cheese.
Oh, they don't have. There's no cheese in Switzerland.
No.
The odd cow,
One cow, one goat.
One
That's
cow,
it.
one goat, a little bit of cheese.
On a rope.
And that's it. Yeah, with a bell on its neck.
Cow on a rope.
Cow on a rope. It'll be fine.
That's what we had in Cayman.
Cows on a rope.
Cows on ropes.
We had cows on ropes in Cayman.
Skinniest looking cows you've ever seen.
Yeah, they had like a 10-foot diameter they could eat,
A
and then
cow on a rope.
the owner would grab the rope at night and move the cow to the next pole, tie him up to that one, and he could mow that area of the field.
Plus they brought in feed for him too, but yeah.
True, they would bring in
First
feed
time
for him.
I saw a cow on a rope, I lost it.
Cows are used to it. They just kind of, I just kind of stand here.
Where's the other 200 cows?
Where's all my buddies? There are no buddies. They're not from a herd in Wyoming,
Yeah.
by the way. These were not imported cows from Wyoming coming into, coming down now to be a cow on a rope. No, they were born this way. Said, what an existence.
What an existence.
Not much of an existence.
Exactly.
Yeah, and I'll tell you right now, the steak that we ate in the Cayman Islands,
Oh, it wasn't that cow.
the ground beef didn't come from the cows
No, that cow
on
is
ropes.
producing milk.
This came in from Miami. Prime rib came in. They brought in the good stuff because Cayman's.
Everything flew in.
We had the dollars to fly in top quality beef.
Yeah.
They didn't bring in the crap. They brought in the good stuff.
Brought in the good stuff from Japan.
But we paid for it. But it was good. It was good.
One thing about being a British territory is that you get flights from Britain every day almost.
Well, it was once a week for sure.
Yeah.
At least once a week. But Miami, every hour or 2 hours, another plane was landing.
Yeah.
And passengers on the top and cargo below. And then we had the cargo planes coming in from Miami, tons, and Houston.
And the tankers.
And we had ships coming in. We had ships daily.
Our car sitting out there for a couple of days till the storm moved on, and then we got our car.
That's right. That's true. There were the ships just offshore waiting for the waves to calm down.
Yeah.
They'd come in, offload, let them go.
Pretty sharp cars on that ship.
Always.
Yeah.
And toilet paper and Kleenex and
everything.
Bread and you name it. Everything
During the
everything
hurricanes,
was
our shelves
imported.
would get a little empty.
Yeah. But Cayman was almost always really well stocked. I mean, it would take something severe to have issues. But yeah, that island,
Those are weird snow days.
the
We have
Manhattan,
storm days.
the Manhattan of the Caribbean. Dollars, no problem. Shippers would get an order to ship goods, cargo to the Cayman Islands, no problem. Checks didn't bounce from the Cayman Islands, no problem at all.
Yeah.
Into Jamaica,
A first world
you
country.
pay up front and then we'll come in. Cayman, no problem. Very good.
Yeah, it had become a first world country in like one generation.
Yes.
It had really been
From the 50s and 60s to
amazing what
the
happens when you throw a whole bunch of money.
1990s, 2000s, Cayman really became the Caribbean stable island.
Our one
islands.
neighbor who worked for Royal Bank got like hazard pay
He was a manager in
when
the
they
60s.
when they brought him down.
He was in the
Yeah.
60s and 70s. He started as a branch manager of a brokerage firm in the Cayman Islands. And at that time,
They
you
still
got,
had
you got
yellow fever.
like 25% more money than any other manager in North America because of the fact that you're in a quasi third world environment.
Yeah, he still had tin roofs.
Tin roofs, no
and
air
yellow
conditioning in a lot of the island. He had from day one air conditioned home, air conditioned office, but you had the window air conditioner in those days. You didn't have the central.
Made a lot of noise.
That showed up in the late 70s and in the 80s. And by the 90s, it was a great place to be a branch manager and still get paid that extra money.
Yeah.
Because now you had very direct and very frequent jet service to the U.S., even in connections to Europe. And you made some good money. And yeah, that place is all different now. It's all different now. Anyway.
So what's the bagel going to be?
Well, why don't we do
Just plain old butter? Okay.
Oh, why don't we do we'll just do sliced ham with one slice of cheese
Sliced ham.
and a bunch of that Felipe's
Okay.
mustard and horseradish on it.
Okay.
Try to clean up the sinuses here. Bruce is
That's
all
right.
stuffed up again today. Thank you all.
We're going to be stuffed up with this one.
Yeah. Oh, with what's in the air. Oh, with what's in the air. We got pollen everywhere. It's ridiculous. Thank you all for being here. We're watching these markets. 161.50 on GameStop. It had a little rally here, but it's phased. Looks like it's phasing up. We'll see what's going on. Swinton wants to know something. Uncle Bruce, in your experience, how long does it typically take an all-cash merger to go from announcement to vote to regulatory approval to cash in my account? MNDT currently at $22.40 on a $23 merger. It can take 3 months. You're better off just to sell your stock into the market and run. Unless you want the last 50, 60 cents. Fair enough. Okay, Bruce, are you ready? This Kanye West guy stopped Taylor Swift back in the day, and then he married this Kim Kardashian girl, had a bunch of directional babies, and then lost his mind and got divorced. Oh, sounds great. Now you're up to speed. Oh, thanks, Rob. You're my man. Thank you, and thank for all the illustrations and the pronunciations I got. And now I got it. Kanye Westy. Billy Eilish should have slapped Kanye at the Grammys. Swinton, would it be better to have the cash now or wait for the extra 60 cents? Take the cash now and move on. Dave, Uncle Bruce, every time you say GameStop won't recover, they jump higher. So keep at it. Okay. Credit Savage, Rob, all of that except Kanye lost his mind. First, DQ. Rob, Kim Kardashian, Lando's ex, Alberto, Kanji. Silica, good. That Jen keeps Uncle Bruce in touch with the 21st century. Swiss DQ, one of many Lano's exes. Rob DQ, she runs the Cloud City social media. Swiss Lando. H. Gregory, after the show, Uncle Bruce got the hell out of there. Uncle Bruce, after he got the hell out of there. Okay. Bruce got the hell out of there. The girl owes me money. Don't blame you. I'm from Rochester, right up the street. Michael, the jelly won't be packed with all that American sugar, though. There's, you see. Good morning, hitting the thumbs up at 254. Thank you, Zed. Love K-Man. Always have to go to hell whenever I'm there. Aaron, laugh out loud, directional babies. Yeah. Oh, Lordy Lou. Where are we at now? The Dow's down 72.74. Rocket Lab's down 15 cents. SoFi at 956 down 21. GameStop 161.70 down 903. AMC 22.49 down 82. Highcroft Mining down 2.5 cents to 222.5. Matterport down 20 cents to 839. ME down 16 cents to 382. Spire going higher, up 1.5 cents to 205.5. ATIP down a dime. Smart Rent down 42 cents to 498. Ridiculous. Sextera down 14 to 12.50. Pfizer 51.68, up 74 after topping out at 52.15. We're off 45 cents from the high of the day on Pfizer. Robinhood down 54 cents. Vanik down 9.41. Home Depot down 52 cents. IBM up 6 cents. Microsoft down 2.50 a share. Apple down 1.67. Goldman down 2.29. Cisco down 45 cents. Facebook down 1.94. Amazon down $52. Tesla down 19 bucks. Google down $40. Bed Bath Beyond down 72 cents. BlackBerry down 11. Royal Caribbean up 91. Norwegian up 57. Carnival up $1.05. Target up 159. JP Morgan down 79 cents. Costco up 661. Walmart $1.83 gain. Down 873 on NVIDIA. We've got Twitter up 198 to 51.95. Way to go, Nick, on that short sale. Royal Caribbean Royal Bank up 72 cents. Where are we at now? American Airlines down 38 cents. Netflix down 660. Moderna down 721. So more red than green. We're now 51 points on the down dip for the Dow. Trying to recovery here, a little recovery. We've got S&P down 22 points. We got a NASDAQ down 183. 161.36 last trade on the shares of GameStop. 161.36 down on the day. Okay, I love you guys. Thank you for being here. Let's see. Hey, Kane is a genius. Okay. Wow. I do some actual work and SoFi takes a dump. Why the face? DQ Cisco right didn't hit this morning. Fighting the temptation to chase it down. Splair John, SoFi was watching you and tried to go down when you started the work. There you go. And right now 954 on the SoFi. GameStop 161.04, 161.37. The low of the day 158.86. We're not far away from the low of the day on GameStop at this point. Oh my goodness, so much happening and then not a lot. Here we go again. 161.04 on GameStop. We're coming down. 160.92. We're under the 161 mark again. This stock less than $2 away from the low of the day. 160.64 now. 180 from the low of the day on GameStop. Volume on GameStop now 1.17 million. Very low volume at this point. AMC down 96 to 22.35. The low of the day 22.14 on 13.5 million shares. AMC getting hit. Highcroft volume 11.25 million. Will we even do 25 million today? We are really giving this one up. This one is no longer the play of the day with day traders. Not anymore. John says, I better stop working. Rob, GameStop feels like a repeat of yesterday. Rob went from an open of 168 down 158, then up to 170 during the day. Right now, 160.10, my friend. We're coming back to this 160 level. It might break it. We might go lower, Rob, but volume is lower. So who knows, Rob? That's the thing. 160.10 with no volume. That can't rally. It just can't rally. You might well get hit on your stink bid today. The way this goes, if this has another $4 or $5 sudden drop, you're going to get knocked out. Way to go! Another profit to be booked in. Down $1.03 on AMC. It's backing off some more now as we're watching this come down. 160.28 on GameStop at this moment in time. The Dow down 69 again, falling again. Another move lower. Did anyone see what Ryan Cohen tweeted last night? I didn't. I had no idea. I've given up on trying to decipher this stuff. 68-point drop on the Dow, 28 on S&P, 227 on NASDAQ. It's going red. And we've got the oil down 49. Now, Twitter apparently rallying because Elon Musk is on the board of directors. Hang on, is that happening? Nick, keep an eye on that stock of yours. You may want to keep an eye on covering. I don't know how long old this announcement is. Am I behind the times on this? He was named to the board. He can't own more than 14.9% of the stock, apparently. He will serve on the board of directors as a filing on Tuesday, a day after he disclosed he became a member of the stock of one of the larger shareholders at 9.2%. They appointed him. The company appointed Musk to the board as a Class 2 director with a term expiring at the company's 2024 annual meeting. Musk, either alone or as a member of the group, will not be able to become a beneficial owner of more than 14.9% of the stock for as long as he sits on the board and 90 days after, according to the filing. This includes economic exposure through derivative security swaps or hedging transactions, the filing added. So this will limit his participation in the stock, but it is falling at 51.53. So watch for that, Nick. You've got to keep an eye on this. You may want to cover soon and just sit and watch. If it pops, you may short again. I don't know what to tell you how you should play it, my friend. You got to watch that carefully, and I'm sure you are, my man. Way to go. Something about eating too many fruits, says Rob. I have no idea what this means. Obama, I saw a theory that said it means he's going to sell his Apple shares and dump it all into GameStop. But I think that's wishful thinking. We're talking now about Mr. Cohen. You know what happens when I eat too much fruit? Laughing out loud, says Bama Babe. I thought it was a disguised cry for soft toilet paper, says Mediocre. Michael, I wrote SoFi 10s when it was over 10 for 33 cents. I just bought them back for a dime. Easy, $2,300 in less than an hour. Well done. Rob is saying to Bruce, GameStop, $159.99. Yep, $159.29. We are approaching the low of the day here. We are within 40, 50 cents of the low of the day. Musk going to add edits to tweets. Rob, the fight for 160 is on GameStop. Bama, Rob, there's going to be diarrhea somewhere. Triple G, 5 to 10 minute limit shows as edited and likely shows as the edits. Well done, Michael, says DQ. Rob, MTBers could really probably get some TP at BBBY. Triple, they just put out a poll and said results will be important. John, nice. Michael, DQ, thanks when something goes right. All right, 159.74, 159.38 on GameStop. We are approaching the low of the day of 158.86. So we're getting here again. 159.38, 159.39. We're only 50 cents away from the low of the day-ish at the moment where we're sitting. We're down 111 on AMC. We're down 5 on Highcroft. SoFi 948 down 29. All righty. Let's see what's happening here. Oh, Jen, thank you. Look at that toasted bagel. Oh, yeah, baby.
See if that makes you cry.
The tears, 159.22. We're going lower on GameStop, 159.23. It's coming in. Stock is coming in for sale. 158.86 is the low. 40 odd cents away, ballpark, 40, 50 cents. That's all it'll take to hit new lows on GameStop. We're watching this. The Dow's down 45, NASDAQ down 228. Okay. Stocks are falling after Fed comments spook the markets. Headline, that didn't help. Interesting. 159.44 on GameStop. What is going on? How low will it go? We'll see. SoFi is like my high school girlfriend. She was a heartbreaker, says Austin. By the way, I'm thumbs up number 264. Thank you, buddy, for being here. 159.52. All right, I'm going in. I'm taking a bite of the bagel here. Here we go. Oh, yeah. Where is that? Got it. Oh, so good. Oh, so good. People. Oh, nice going. Well done, Nick. Scooping up that Twitter. Taking that profit. Absolutely. Beautiful job. Beautiful. Twitter, 5166. Looks like it wants to do a little rally right now. Let it do a rally and then short it again. Absolutely can play that one. If you know what you're doing on that one, buddy, you're on your own there. Way to go, man. This has been a great morning for buying back covered calls written yesterday, says Bama Babe. This has been good. I'm telling you, the market is set up for you guys. You option writers, you're going to have a field day here. These markets do not fear upside. Do not fear upside. I don't see it. 160.28 on GameStop here. Watching it closely. I wonder if Cheddar ever proposed to his girlfriend. These are deep questions. Mm, 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 mm. $160.17 on GameStop. $160.04. Jim, she's already married. You think his real name is Cheddar Stacks? Rob, come on, GameStop, eat more fruit and take a dump to 155 so I can hit my stink offer. It just touched 159 for a moment. The Dow down 1 point, trying a rally. I don't know if it's got anything in it. I think Goldman Sachs dropped because of his exposure to Russia. Just wondering. Combination of things. I think what it is also, it might be that, but also with higher inflation, higher interest rates, it's going to be tougher for corporate America and other corporations to raise money super cheap. That puts pressure on Goldman to make money by raising money. IPOs are dead in the water right now, so there's no money to be made there. That means trading volume, and trading volume is not setting all-time records for activity. And so there's a number of directions that are affecting all investment banker stocks in New York, but still a solid company with solid potential. You know, the perception is the reality, isn't it? Up 12 on the Dow. Bama Babe says, Rob, a million comedians starving and you do it for free, laughing out loud. Scott, I sold my Goldman Sachs positions. It's not looking good. Maybe I broke even. There you go. 160, 50, 160, 43 on GameStop. $160.43 on GameStop. Top 17. Oh boy. That was delicious. Rob is saying, oh crap, I got a meeting in 8 minutes. I'll be presenting in. See you later, folks. Michael, how far out are you writing on SoFi? Now, John, good luck, Rob. There we go. Very good. Gotta love that. The Dow's up 34.8 points, trying a bit of a comeback. Don't know if it's got it. Down 13 on S&P. It's not chasing the Dow aggressively. It's moving a little. The Dow up 34 right now. NASDAQ down 177, still 1.2%. GameStop 160.32. We can't seem to get through 160 to 161. So we're coming back to test 160 again and again and again. See how this holds up. The volume on GameStop now 160.32 last trade, 1.32 million. Very thin, very, very thin trading today. AMC down $1.05 to 22.26. The low of the day, 22.12. We're only 14 cents from the low of the day on AMC. Not getting any heavy volume, 14.8 million. It's not helping out. So it looks like it's under more pressure. Highcroft Mining, 220 a share, down 4 cents on 12.4 million. It also is really drying out on the volume. 160.20 on GameStop right now. 160.20. 160.12. backing off again. SoFi 955. It hit a low today of 947 on 17.6 million. Rocket Lab is 818 after bottoming out at 808 on 804,000 today. The Dow right now showing a 9-point gain. It's coming back now. GameStop just broke 160, 159.86. Just saw it, 159.62. Definitely getting hit. We are now within 80 cents of the low of the day, or so, about 80 cents away from the low of the day as the stock is dropping in price. 160.04, 159.80, 159.60. We're choppy right now. We're jumping around. 22.20 on AMC, down $1.11, now down $1.12 on AMC. 159.98, 159.97, $1.10 away from the low. Okay. Michael says, I never go out longer than a week. The fear is real. John says, thanks. Coyote, I've been writing for 6 weeks out to John, but further out of the money. John, sometimes that's why I haven't written yet. Too scared to lose. Coyote says, thank you. Or John says, thank you to Coyote. Maybe I'll stack up and write you guys on the next pop. Let's see. DQ, Cisco gains back 20 cents in a few minutes. That's why I didn't chase it down. Karim, Uncle Bruce, how are you going to eat bagels in Europe? Should we be worried? Gee, I hope there are bagels in Europe. Michael, I only talk about it after the fact. I don't want anyone following me or popping it off. If I get taken out, it's well above my average at this point, and then I'll buy it back on the dip. Or if I don't want to get in taken out, I just roll. Really not worried. It's heavily shorted at the moment. DQ, John, it can both be the next pop or poop. Trading from the bathroom. You never know. Wouldn't say poop. Bruce wouldn't say it. GameStop 160.42 right now, 160.40. SoFi 956. And where are we at here? Matterport 828 down 31. ME down 17 to 381. Spire Stein trying to go higher, up 1.8 cents to 205.8. ATIP down 11. Smart Rent down 49 cents. Sextera down 16. Smart Rent is now at a 485.5 is the all-time low. That was set in the last 20 minutes. The all-time low on Smart Rent, 485.5 cents. So any of you looking to buy stink bids on all-time low Smart Rent trades, you're right there. 491 right now. We're at the lows of all time. So work your averages on this one. Score this stuff. Steal it. Sixtera 12.46 down 18. Pfizer 52.02 up $1.08 after reaching 52.15 for the high. Pfizer is defiantly trying to go up today in this stock. We're up 6.9 right now on the Dow Jones Industrials. We're down 14 on S&P, 185 lower on NASDAQ. Oil down 86 cents to 102.42. GameStop 160.40, 160.20 right now on GameStop. Alrighty. There's plenty of bagels in Europe, people. Calm down now. Calm down. Karim, don't worry about, we have bagels here. Don't worry, Bruce. We got bagels. I know. Bradley, Bruce, when do you think we will find out about May 1st student loans? Surely Biden's got to say something in the next week or two. Cheers. Yeah, anytime you might hear more. I just don't know. But don't worry. Later, taters. Have a good time. So Scott, thank you, buddy. 160.10 now on GameStop. 160.10 on the GameStop. Threatening now 160 on the nose. Threatening 160 yet again for I don't know how many times this morning. Will we break below it and by how much? The low of the day, 158.86. That's $1.14 away is the low of the day. This stock is barely above the low of the day. 159.70. Now we're less than $1 from the low of the day. Coming in. We're coming in. Stock is coming in. 159.70 and falling. The Dow is -6. We're now -6 on the Dow. So we gave up whatever gain we just had. We're going red again on the Dow. 159.70 on GameStop. Watching this market. Watching the trades. All right. There it is. The lower it goes, the better your contracts are pricing, and the easier rollovers get to make if necessary. Keep an eye. 159.70 at the moment. AMC 22.18 down 114 a share. AMC's low of the day 22.12. We're 6 cents away from the low of the day on AMC as well. 159.70 on GameStop. 160.03. 22.19 on AMC. So we're right down here at the moment. All right. Okay. Thank you guys. Watching this market, the Dow down 5. Not wanting to go anywhere here. Right on 160.35 last trade. Whoo-wee. What else is going on here? Twitter 52.43 has bounced back. Way to go, Nick, scoring those trades. Watch the Twitter and see what kind of a dead cat bounce it wants to give you. You might get ready for another short opportunity there. Keep an eye on that, buddy. Well done. Okay. Headlines. Are there any? Yeah, not much going on here. Not a lot exciting stuff to talk about. Wall Street Journal. Let's see what's going on over there. 160.12, 159.96 on GameStop. Zelensky addresses the UN with claims of Russian atrocities. Europe to target Russian coal in fresh round of sanctions. Sanctions hit home for everyday Russians. Ukraine quietly receives tanks from Czech Republic to support the war effort. It's the first time a foreign country has provided tanks to the Ukraine. Musk's Twitter investment raises red flags for the SEC. The Tesla CEO has set the stage for a new fight with regulators, this time over how he disclosed his investment in the social media platform. And Amazon to spend billions on space launches as SpaceX ramps up satellite internet service. Project Kuiper, Kuiper, Kuiper. Amazon's planned broadband satellite unit has purchased up to 83 launches. Amazon is stepping up its plans for its proposed fleet of internet satellites that would compete with the service operated by Elon Musk's SpaceX, buying dozens of space launches from 3 rocket companies. Amazon's Project Kuiper said it secured up to 83 planned launches that would ferry satellites into orbit over a 5-year stretch. The unit of the Seattle-based e-commerce giant hasn't set up any satellites yet, although it has said it will have 2 prototypes launched this year. Let's see. Okay, I don't know who the launch companies are other than Blue Origin LLC. Even then, I'm not even sure if I know who this is. Is Rocket Lab part of this? It's not moving. The stock isn't moving, so I don't know if there's anything there. United Launch Alliance, a company owned by Boeing and Lockheed Martin, is tasked with 38 launches, adding to 9 launches Amazon announced last year on a separate ULA rocket. So French company Arianespace is expected to conduct 18. So it's not Rocket Lab. Okay. That's all I've got there. Interesting. Who's going to manage these satellites? Lots of speculation out there. Rocket Lab 819 down 11. SoFi 958 down 19. GameStop 159.40 right there, low of the day, 158.86. Still the low of the day, 158.86. 159.51 last trade on GameStop. We're only 70 cents away from the low of the day. Spire up 1.5 cents to 205.5. Nothing there. Dow down 11.5 points at the moment. Okay, these are some of the headlines that are out there. Okay. Novel, Novel, which creates NFTs for companies, raises $6 million. Westfield Mall's European owner says it's done with the U.S. Unibail Rodamco Westfield faces potentially steep losses as it aims to unload its American mall portfolio by next year. That's interesting. Europe's largest mall operator is closing shop in the U.S., bracing for a potentially sizable loss after it paid about $14 billion 4 years ago for some of the country's top performing shopping malls. Unibail wants to shed most of its U.S. properties by the end of 2023, Chief Executive Jean-Marie Trident told investors last week, a timeline that some analysts described as aggressive given the current low appetite for mall deals. Unibail valued its American portfolio at 12 billion euros, equivalent to $13.2 billion at the end of last year. Executives believe the company can hit its deleveraging target, even if the U.S. portfolio sells at a 30% discount of 2021 valuations, although they haven't specifically said how much they believe they can get for the properties. Green Street, a commercial real estate analytics firm, estimates the company's U.S. assets are worth closer to 10.5 billion euros. Unibail likely will have a hard time finding buyers by next year and almost certainly won't get what it paid for its U.S. portfolio, said Rob Virdi, senior analyst at Green Street, who is a buyer in the U.S. Mr. Virdi says, if the bidder knows you're on the run and you have to make a sale, they're not going to offer you a good price. In last week's presentation to investors, Mr. Trident said he is confident the company will be able to sell its portfolio thanks to the quality of our U.S. assets and the overall strength of the recovery, which is driving occupancy and long-term lease rental growth. Unibail's exit from the U.S. after only 4 years shows that executives have concluded that even high-quality marquee American malls aren't worth holding on to as the Paris-based company works to slash its debt and to refocus on its flagship properties in Europe. Unibail's current leadership, including Chairman Leon Bressler, took control of the company in 2020 after waging an activist campaign against the former management's plans for a dilutive rights issue worth $3.5 billion US, 3.5 euros, pardon me. The activists advocated instead for a sale of Unibail's U.S. malls to reduce its debt. Our investment should be in Europe, says Mr. Trident, who took the helm as CEO in January 2021. Unibail bought Westfield Corp in 2018 in one of the largest U.S. mall transactions of all time, netting several high-profile shopping centers, including the Westfield World Trade Center in Manhattan, Century City in Los Angeles, and the Garden State Plaza in northern New Jersey. The company took on significant debt for the acquisition and soon after began selling off properties. Unibail allowed lenders to take back 5 underperforming regional malls in the U.S. last year. Last month, the company sold a 34-acre LA site that previously housed the Promenade Mall and had recently secured city approvals for mixed-use development to a group of private investors for $150 million. The company's American portfolio now includes 24 mostly Class A malls. Higher-tier malls have performed best in recent years but are still grappling with the repercussions of e-commerce and COVID-19. Mr. Trident said, sales at Unibail's American malls have recovered quicker than properties in Europe due to the more rapid lifting of public health restrictions in the U.S. He predicted the exit of many international retailers from Russia due to the war in Europe and will benefit American stores. The U.S. market will be seen as a safe haven, he said. Still, Mr. Trident and the rest of Unibail's management view the disposal of U.S. properties and some European assets as critical to the company's growth. Once the company cuts its debt, it plans to diversify its revenue streams with more advertising and brand partnerships, as well as residential development within Europe. The strategy unveiled last week predicts a return to 2019 earnings before interest, taxes, depreciation, and amortization by 2024. One could make the argument things are getting better in the US, so why are you getting out of this? Mr. Verdi said, when you have too much debt and the market turns, you have to sell some of your good assets. And there you go. Interesting how Westfield Malls owners sold out in 18 and the new guys can't swallow the new purchase. Unbelievable. Rather interesting developments out there in the crazy world of real estate mall ownership. All right. Anyway, there you go. Yep, they bought into malls, and the decline sounds familiar. Westfield is here in Seattle too. Yep. Anyway, what can I say? Where are we at now? GameStop 158.82. I think we've hit new lows on GameStop, folks. Yep, 158.80 now. 158.18, new low of the day. Down 11.93, down 7% on your GameStop. Then the GameStop shares have hit new low trades. Right now, 158.80, the volume 1.48 million, 158.16 low of the day, 158.18 low of the day on GameStop. So there you go. It's going to keep coming. It looks like wants to go lower, and that's bringing your options closer to your stink bits out there. Some of you are going to be cashing in today. The Dow down 32, S&P down 19, NASDAQ down 196. We're falling again on the markets. All righty, 159.06 right at the moment on GameStop. Zelensky is streaming live to the UN Security Council right now. Down 25 on the Dow. Down we go. 196 points on NASDAQ, 1.35%. Oil down 75 cents to 102.53. 159.01 GameStop at the moment. AMC 21.93. That is new low territory. 21.87 just touched a moment ago on 17 million. AMC falling through its low of the day to a new low of the day. Hycroft down 6.5 cents to 218.5, backing off. Matterport 822 down 37. ME down 14. Spire up 4 to 208. ATIP down a dime. Smart Rent down 51 cents to 488.9 cents. Smart Rent at and around its all-time low of 485.5. Smart Rent absolutely at its low of all time. Cyxtera 12.50 down 14 cents. Pfizer 51.97 under 52 again, up $1.03 at the moment. The Dow down 33 points. GameStop 158.88. Coming back again to push the low of the day, perhaps. We're 70 cents away from the low of the day of 158.18. Now we're 158.70. We're falling again on GameStop, people. There it is. This is the story. Down 12.03 now on GameStop. 12.03 drop at the moment. Okay. Oh, my. Oil 102.67. Yeah, 158.54. That 158.38, 20 cents from the low of the day. We're going at it. We're coming at it again. We're coming right at the low of the day right now. Coming at it. 158.18, last at 33 cents. 15 cents away from the low of the day on your GameStop. 158 might be in jeopardy the way it's coming at it now. 158.20, 2 cents away from the low trade of the day on GameStop. Right at that level now. 158.20, 158.30 right now. 9.56 on SoFi, down 21 cents. 8-cent drop on Rocket Lab, not too bad. A little recovery. 158.30, 158.52. GameStop hanging on, 158.45. Trying not to go lower, but it's awful close to breaking down to another new low. Volume now 1.5 million. That's all on GameStop. We're not going to do 5 million today. This is really backing up in volume now. 158.29, 11 cents from the low. Okay, lots to watch. Oh my gosh, so active here. 158.07, new low. I think that's a new, that's a new low on the day now. 158.02, another new low. 157.85, the low of the day now. 157.85 and falling. We're still coming off 157.89, 157.77 is the low of the day now on GameStop, and another low, 157.65, another 12-cent drop. Now 56, another 10, 11 cents. 157.56 on GameStop. Quickly backing up here, quickly. Alrighty, I'm pushing one, just blew through 158, now going down to 157.56 on the day. 53, another new low. 40, another one. 157.40, new low right now on GameStop. 13.33 drop. 21.71 on AMC. It's falling down 160. Highcroft down 9 cents. 157.50, 157.40 is the low. 157.50 last trade. Right near its low of the day, right here, right now. All right. High today, 168.43, $11 ago was the high of the day today. And it was a down trade. It was down $2 on the day at that time. So we have not had an up moment at all today. 157.69 to 77 of the low 157.40 right here. All right. The Dow off now 37 points, S&P down 20, NASDAQ down 202, 1.4% for the NASDAQ. The Dow's down 0.09%. We're nowhere near what the NASDAQ is experiencing. It is off. One right now, 157.86 on GameStop, 46 cents away from the low of the day at the moment. Just a slight holding on here at the moment on GameStop shares. Down 154 on AMC to 21, now 21.74, down 156 on AMC, and we're down 7 on Highcroft. 9.55 SoFi, 8.21 on Rocket Lab, $34 to $35 drop on the Dow right here. Okay. Yep, keep your eye on your stink bids for your contracts and see if they come to you. This market is definitely falling off at the moment. Okay. Yeah, and for a Beach Boy, I think your 190s, these April 22s, they're now showing on my screen $7 bid at the moment as the stock has been backing off. 157.76 last trade, the low 157.40 on GameStop. So we're right near the low of the day here, dropping a few dollars in the last couple of minutes. These might be under 7 now. They might be bid 650 or something like that. Backing up. Last trade at 8.20, down 4.05 on the day, and I'm thinking another $1.50 is likely here. If this keeps going the way it's going, it'll drop even more. Oh my kids! Oh my. Are we watching a lot of stuff or what? We are watching a ton of stuff right now on these contracts. There is a ton of stuff we're following here. Right on. There we are. I note that Beach Boy, I remember you had $110 calls for July. They're now $58.90 bid. The last trade was $75. That was probably yesterday. So they're now $17 lower on the bid alone. That's what happens when those contracts only have a $47 book value. They're actually overpriced at $58.90. They really should be trading around 50, 52. So they're going to drop some more. Time value is what they're hanging on to, and it's not going to last long. Anyway, there you have it. This market is most interesting. 157.27 on GameStop. That is 157, a new low. We have another new low on GameStop now. 157 even on GameStop, dropping again. The Dow off 38. We're off 21 on S&P, and we're down 210 now on NASDAQ. The S&P is down almost a half a percentage point, moving lower. 156.86, another new low on GameStop. 156.82 now. I see another new low. 156.73. That is the current low now. And we've broken through 157. We're going lower. 72 now. 156.72. Another low trade. Now 156.61. We are just dropping step by step by step by step on GameStop as the selling is coming in, and there's no serious buying. There's no massive buying interest at the moment. Low of the day now on GameStop, 156.61, and that's exactly where we are right now, down 14.12 a share. All contracts are backing off, certainly. Keep an eye on your stink bids. Lilium and Axon are my top performers even right now. Picked up 40 more smart rent, just 2 cents away from the all-time low. Brought my cost basis down by $1. Way to go, Triple G. That is how you do it. You buy when no one else wants to buy them. When they want to give them away at the low, you buy them. 156.30. That might be the new low of the day. 156.20, as a matter of fact, is the new low of the day, and we're at 34. Now at 28, we're going lower. We're coming in again. Another wave of selling is coming in on your GameStop shares. 156.16, another low. We're going for 156 now. We might penetrate that. 156.10, the low of the day now. Another dollar has been hit here. That's sweet. Triple says, Bobby, way to go picking up that stock. 156.27 last trade. 23 now last trade. The low of the day, 156.05. Now showing 14. We're dropping with stock coming in. It is just coming at it at the moment. 156.05, low of the day now on GameStop at this point in time. Down go those contracts, and down goes the stock at the moment. Trying to hold $156 now is what's being done here. Zed, oh, come on, hit it. Hit 150, says Zed Estate. Come on down to 150 for me. Come on down. This, I think, is the lowest level now since the run-up. We had that run-up to 200 something. I think this is the lowest level since that point in time, roughly. We're right in the neighborhood. 156.15. The low of the day was 156.05. We're right at that level again. Stock is coming in. Various trades at 15, 14, 20. 156.03. We're going to go through 156 here. I don't see enough support to hold it. 156.03 right now, low of the day, and that's our last trade, down 14.70. We're right at this level. Boom, 156 on the nose right now, and we're going to go through this. I don't think this is going to stop. 156 last trade, 156.01 to 10, 155.97. We've just broken through 156 like it wasn't even there. Hot knife through soft butter, going lower on the GameStop shares right now. The low of the day, 155.97 is the low trade. Just touched it. And Vilbas, if we can get under 150, I'll buy my way back into the party. Charlie, come on to 110, baby. Come on back. Justin, the more it drops, the more in the money my put is in. There you go. 155.89, another new low right now. 155.70, another new low. We are dropping again. 1503 down now. 1503 with a 155.70 low trade of the day at the moment on GameStop shares. So your call options that you've written, folks, those 190s, those 180s, those 200s, they're all falling off. The 160s you've written, the 150s, the 145s are coming to you. The stock is coming your direction. Those of you who rolled up from 90s to 100s to 110s or 105s to 110s to 120s, now you can take a look at possibly moving up again. You might be able to roll, depending on how this market reacts, to 130s, 35s, 125s, 140s. You're slowly building your strike prices higher, extending your contract another week or two, bringing in some more cash, buying back contracts you wrote for big fat premiums, and then getting ready for a little rally and right again. Do not fear upside. We're down 60 on the Dow here, 23 on S&P. We're down 218 on the NASDAQ. So the markets are showing lower. 155.70 is the low trade, showing right now 156.42, 156.50 as a desperate attempt for a little rally here. Bobby, 10 more shares of SoFi, 5 DKNG this month, collecting paper for retirement. Justin, but can the like button hit 300? That's the question. Justin, that's a good question. Can we hit 300 on the like button? I don't know. Can you guys give me that triple G? Oh, darn right. I've got it all. I've got all these SPACs I bought for $10 before they dropped. I need to average down. So when I got dough, I just see which one is down the most, and I choose that one to average down with. Way to go, Triple G. Someday they will eventually go green because I've averaged out. And there you go. There's the secret right there. Keep picking them off, and just picking them off. Steal this paper. Steal it. Absolutely steal it. Well done, sir. Well done. 156.61 with a 155.70 low trade on the day on GameStop. We just had like a $4 or $5 drop. Just go through there. Just zzz, here we are. Thumbs from LL Triple G, and then I can write contracts on my shares. I built up exactly Triple G. You've got them. You've got the plan figured out. You know what to do. You know what's going to happen, and it's going to be very lucrative for you. Very lucrative. Just play it out. Wait it out. Yep. Rocket Lab 816 down 15. SoFi 950 down 27. AMC at 21.69 down $1.62. The low on the day 21.54. This AMC is getting hammered. We're down 8 on Highcraft. Matterport at 816 down 43. ME down 12 to 386. Actually coming back a bit. ME was at 378, now 386. Spire will not give up ground. It's at 206, up 2 cents. On 247,000, the 204 was the low. That's break even. It won't back off. ATIP 189.5 down 10.5 cents. Smart Rent at 485 down 55. This is the low of all time. 485 right now on Smart Rent. This is the low of all time. Cyxtera 1251 down 13. Pfizer 51.78 backing off. Still up 84, but it's backing up. We got the Dow down 39 points. At the moment, we have GameStop at 156.83 to 157 right now, trying to avoid dropping further. I don't know if that's going to work or not. Munimo, thumbs ups. Uncle B, thank you all for these thumbs ups. We have 292. We need 8 more thumbs ups to hit 300. If you guys can find any of you out there, so 8 of you out there that can hit that thumbs up button, do me a favor, nail it now. Let's get us over 300 thumbs ups right now. Another level breached, and I appreciate it. Thank you. Not bad on a down day to get 300 thumbs ups. It's hard to get thumbs ups on down days. It's hard. 296, 4 to go. Thank you guys coming in with them. There they are. 300 are in the bin now. 300 thumbs ups. Thank you guys. You're incredible. 301. Another one just came through here. Thank you so much for helping out the channel and giving us another level. Love it. GameStop 156.76, 156.61. The low of 155.70. We are 90 cents away from the low of the day. Here we are not that far away from another low. on GameStop. Down 14.12 right now on the stock. 14.12. Wow. We're down 36 on the down right now. Okay. Boy, oh boy. 21.68 on AMC. 21.6 down $1.63. The low of 21.54. 14 cents from the low of the day on AMC. 19.6 million traded. It's getting hit here. Sellers are walking out, bailing out. 156.37. 60 cents or so, 67 cents away from another low trade on GameStop. We're coming in bit by bit. It's coming in bit by bit. 156.23 now. 53 cents, if I'm reading this right. Pennies away from another low trade on GameStop. Uncle Beach Boy, Uncle Bruce, how far is a bid to buy back and maybe roll or not the July game 110s and 160s? What should we and how should we? You're looking at there's another $10 of downside coming on this stock. So these 110s and 160s will be brought down yet again quite a bit more. There is no indication from anywhere I can see that we're going, to a stratospheric high here. So these two will keep coming, and it'll get to the point where in the not too distant future, you're going to, scoop back the 160s and rewrite something else. You'll score a nice gain on these and then get ready for the next batch. The 110s, we're looking at rollovers, and if we see these shares reach the 140s, we'll plot your strategy to get you to 125, 130s, something like that, maybe even better. We'll figure this one out. We have some work to do there, but the market is definitely under pressure for a while, for sure. Zed Estate, I just purchased SmartRent. 479.6. Nice going. Stealing paper from innocent victims. Love it. Love it. It's my people who are winning. We're down 5.6 on the Dow. The Dow's trying to come back again with another rally. We'll see if it has any hope. We're down 18 on S&P. We're down 208 on NASDAQ. 157.30 on GameStop. 157.15. $1.45 away from the low of the day on GameStop right now. Oh my, guys. We've got stuff to watch. I'm going to say my goodbyes for now, 3 hours into the show. Join me today at 3 o'clock Eastern Time as we finalize this day off with our final hour trading from 3 until a little after 4 o'clock today. We'll watch these stocks in the meantime. Keep your eye on them. Don't be surprised if GameStop has a sudden drop. There could be a $3, $4, $5 bounce back. Yeah, maybe. But there could also be a $10, $15 sudden drop at any time. Those of you out there who are putting in super stink bids on your contracts on GameStop, think about what your contract would be worth if the stock hit between 140 and 145 a share today. Think about that, and then put in a stink bid at that level. In case it happens in a 10-minute window, down and up, you might get lucky and score a nice deal, okay? So one way to figure it out is if you've written a contract, say you've written a 160, you take a look at what's a 170 trading for? What's a 175 trading for? They're trading at a lower price than your 160. But a 175 is trading $15 further away from the money. And so that'll give you a hint as to what your 160 would be trading at if the stock dropped quickly, $15 a share. So put in a stink bid at an odd number, not a nice round number, but an odd number, and see if you might get lucky scoring a $15 drop, which might give you $7, $8, $9, $10, $11 on a call premium recovery your way. Keep an eye on that. All right. So look for that. Beach Point, you're looking at the, that 140 range, 145 range. So put in a stink bid on those 160s, at least $8 or $10 lower than where they are, at least. So at an odd number, just in case it's a shot, like a V shot, it just goes down, comes up. You get one of those little V's that happen like that. You're covered, pops back up. You might rewrite them. You might rewrite something else. keep an eye open for that. Okay. Thank you, guys. I will see you this afternoon at 3 o'clock Eastern. Thank you all so much for being here and your support today. Appreciate it very much. We're down about a point on the Dow. It's trying a little rally. I don't know if it has much in it. Gamestop at 157.17 right now, 156.81. We're jumping around a bit here as we expect to do so for the rest of the day. All right, guys. I'll see you at 3. Talk to you soon.